in the night, Mike in the night. What is it you want from me? And do they steal our dreams so it's do or die that we can make it work, even though the circumstance is hard. If we try, oh baby, even though it's do or die, we should make it work. We should make this work. Oh, it's right to feel, baby, even though it's do or die, we can make this work. We should make this work. If we try, oh baby, even though it's do or die, we can make this work. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky or your camper in the woods or relaxing in your lazy boy. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It's 3 a.m. somewhere, and something is moving you. You're picking up the show somewhere. Whether it's on replay or rebroadcast or repodcast somewhere, welcome to tonight's show, Mike in the Night. We are on episode 620. 620, folks. We're sitting at season 33, episode 3. It's been that long, folks. And we've been all over the place. All over platforms. Constantly getting knocked off platforms and going on other platforms. And just trying to make sense of the whole situation. You know what I'm saying, guys? Just trying to make sense of the situation. Trying to make sense of where things are going. Where they're headed. Just trying to understand why these things are happening, right? Somebody in the comments just said, someone said something, they are going to call those ostriches in BC Rebel News is on the scene. Sure they are. Because it's all a distraction. Distracting you from the real problem we have here in Canada. Our governments will go as far as murdering us in broad daylight on camera if they have to. Because the accountability is so horrendous. You guys have no clue how deep this goes. This goes so deep, it's affected everybody. Everything ties back to money laundering in the end. Back in 2019, we read the article for you guys multiple times. Mark Carney was the Bank of London guy, the Bank of London trustee or whatever, or governor, and he was laundering trillions of Chinese money into London, destroying affordability overnight. He did it when he was in Canada. He started out in Canada. And then back in 2022, November, we were telling you guys, a man named Mark Carney. He's going to be your next prime minister. Then I checked that guy. He was a banking guy in Canada. He has nothing to do with politics. He's not a politician. Unsub. Here we are today, folks. And here we are today. We got Sworn Canine from Sacramento. Thanks for being here. The nighttime is the right time for Mike in the Night. Hey, Sandy, thanks for being here. 420 all day in the house. Exactly. It's not supposed to make sense. They don't want it to make sense. This entire planet is, the Western countries, is built off of money laundering. It's all money laundering. That's why they had to pull the trigger on the pandemic. That's why they had to shut the... We told you they were going to pull the trigger on the pandemic to shut it down. And hot war. It's swerving. Okay. All right. So at 420 all day in the house. All right, guys. We got more than 4 people here watching. Good. Good. All right. I just want to make sure I'm not talking to myself here. As long as I've got more than 4 people watching the show, that's all that matters. Let's go to a quick channel plug, and we're gonna rock and roll all night. Let's go to the email first, guys. Guys, this is the email. Mike Martins 1980. Join our email list. Join the email list, guys. I'll just email you when I go live, 40 minutes to an hour before I go live, and that's it. That's it. I'll email you guys. There it is. Mike Martins 1980 at gmail.com. You can email me show tips or anything you want to send me there. Go ahead. I try to get to all my emails, guys. Usually try to get to all of them and get back to all you guys if I can. But, all right, let's get into a very short channel plug here tonight, guys. Guys, intro song by Ralphie at kiwiradio.nz. Kiwiradio.nz, that's Ralphie. Intro song, by the way. Thank you, Ralphie, for making me that song. I really appreciate it very, very, very much. Where's my small channel plug here? There it is. All right. Ooh, rock and roll. All right, if you guys have any major tax issues, go to miketax.com. Miketax.com. And that will take you to this page here. And you go ahead. Sorry, guys, let me adjust that there. You guys go ahead and fill out this form. And you should be good to go. Somebody will get back to you. Mike Tax. Let me just make sure it's the same. I think it's Mike Tax. Mike Martins. It's MikeMartinsTax.com. MikeMartinsTax.com. Go ahead and check it out, okay, guys? MikeMartinsTax.com. And if you want to become a channel member, go ahead and, if you'd like to join our 4 other members, we got 4 channel members here. And all the proceeds all go to paying my internet bandwidth. And coffee, if you guys want to pick up your boy a coffee, I'm going to put a link here in the live chat. If you guys want to do that, go ahead and do that, guys. Let me just pin that to the top there. If you guys want to buy your boy a coffee, go ahead and do it like that. And channel news. What's going on the channel? We did a few shorts this week. Go check them out. 1 in 3 people have cancer and don't even know it. We've been very frank about that on the channel for many years now. We are the center of the universe. Watch that one. That one will peel the layers of the brain real good. We are the center of the universe. Trump, why Trump is really after Canada, and you guys know it's all about the Chinese money laundering. The $2.2 to $2.6 trillion that destroyed affordability, artificial shortages, created supply and demand issues, all kinds of problems, and we are in a lot of trouble with that Chinese money laundering destroyed us. Let's debunk Islam in 3 minutes is really good. Alberta's not allowed to secede. Canadians set to starve. Canada's lowered interest rates. So we're going to start to see the Canadian dollar go into hyperinflationary territory soon. You All Got Played is a good one. Who is fleeing America into Canada? Very important video. Guys, these videos here don't have a lot of views on them. But if you go to our Facebook page, we're getting millions of views. Millions. For some reason, YouTube is you just can't make it on YouTube unless you follow the narratives. And we have a whole playlist here on our home channel. I think I took it down, actually. It's still in the back end of the channel if you go to the playlists. Right there. CID, the dangers of controlled information distribution. You guys have no idea how dangerous this information is being released to us. How dangerous it is that we're not being told far enough in advance. So the channel guys are getting a lot of people asking about the home in Philippines. Here it is right here, folks. I get a lot of people asking for this. So here it is right here. I put it all in a playlist on the main channel, and we did Philippines Adventures. Who wants to move to the Philippines? From the plane landing to the day we leave. So all kinds of cool stuff we're doing there. So people keep asking questions about these videos. They're up here on the main channel. People are saying you should have made more housing videos. Guys, I got like 27 housing videos here in the Philippines in the house. You're going to want to watch the CID because I think the CID talk about this. This is kind of I think this is like what we're getting into and what we're talking about here on the channel. And let me open this up because I believe this is really important that you guys see this. Okay. Read more. Okay. YouTube. Let me full screen this for you guys to see. YouTube removed my video from 2018. Mike in the Night spiritual warfare launched against the world. Governments want our souls for medical misinformation. So the video was taken down. I'll show you the picture. Scroll right and see what Tucker Carlson said today. So there's the video there. So let's scroll right. Watch this. There it is. There's the video. Mike in the Night spiritual warfare launched against the world. Governments want our souls. Okay. So this was taken down at 11:03 p.m. on the 30th of September. So the video was taken down in 2024, September 2024. Okay, guys? Pay attention. This is very important. And then so this was out of New York, so out of the East Coast, October 1st. So within minutes, so 11 p.m. Oh, this is 2023, sorry. West Coast to East Coast, it's already October 1st, okay? Tucker Carlson warns globalist elite are waging spiritual battle against humanity. And if YouTube allowed me to open this picture, you'll see the timestamp up top on my phone, what time it was, and it wasn't even midnight yet. So what happened was, basically, there was a page taken out of this Mike in the Night here. Literally a page taken out of this Mike in the Night. And that's a 2018 video, folks. That's a 2018 Mike in the Night video. Okay? And it was said here in the speech. A good chunk of what we said on Mike in the Night on that episode was basically, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre that they took down a video from 2018. Okay? If you could open this fully, you could see the timestamps on it and everything. And I have them on my phone saved. And there it is right there. And within minutes of this being posted, my video, I got a notification. I'm going up the stairs. Oh, they took a video down from 2018. What? Why? And then somebody actually went to the link because I posted the link to the video and it was taken down. So it's almost like if somebody says something or want to be on the front line of something, the AI or analytics now will go back and see if it was said before to make sure that somebody gets the front line for it and just they just remove your video. They don't even care. Yeah. Like controlled information distribution, we have a whole playlist on our channel about that because you guys have no idea how dangerous this is. It's all it's almost like a controlled demolition in a way. How do we break this down and get the word out slowly? Because they have to tell us they're going to do something. Remember that written rule? If the governments are going to do something to us, bad, horrible, they're going to have to tell us they're going to do it, though. They're going to have to tell us that they're going to do something and then do it. They never do something without telling us first. They always tell us. Oh, no, Hollywood movies. And no, not even that. Like, they actually tell us. It goes somewhere. It's told. Okay, we got Shit Wrangler in the house saying, like Jesse Ventura would say, it's mind control. We got Paulo here tonight. What's up, buddy? And they're giving you the heads up with the digital ID in the UK. Exactly, Paul. They tell you everything they're going to do before they do it. They have to. That's like almost like a written rule that they have to tell you. And they find really sneaky ways to tell you. They find really intriguing ways to tell you what they're planning for you. But it depends how you take it, right? Where I live, we are getting absolutely destroyed here. Where I live, we're getting completely destroyed. If you're not working for the government here, where I live, you're starving. Right? You are starving if you're not working for the government. Private sector is falling apart, folks. Private sector can't keep up with wage increases. This increase, holidays every 3 weeks now. Holiday every 3 weeks. Private companies can't afford it no more. That's why everyone's shuttering their doors here in Canada. Because they just can't make ends meet anymore. Okay. Paul is saying we're called conspiracies, and we're called conspiracies, but we've been talking about this for a long time. Yep. Show me the money. Says Ricky Spanish. It's so good to have Ricky Spanish in the comments there.
Ricky Spanish.
On Mike in the Night. So we got Peter saying, good day from Yugoslavia down under. That's good to see you guys back this Monday. It's good that we have a little bit of a community here where we're, I wouldn't say ahead of everyone else, but already pre-planning what they're going to plan against us type of thing. And there's not a lot of channels that are dedicated to doing predictions, because a majority of these channels are wrong and they take their videos down. I haven't taken down a damn video. Every single video is up, whether I'm right or wrong. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, the videos are up. I don't take them down. Because 3 years later, what I said actually happens, but the timing was off. Oh, finally, Art by Dano's here. Artbydano.com, not your typical art. Thanks, Dano, for being here, buddy. Nitin. Whoa, Nitin. How are you, my brother? You know, I'd like to say that I think I've saved Nitin's life. Yes, I'm going to say it here tonight on Mike in the Night. I saved his life. He was watching videos about coming to study in Canada. He's in India. Nitin's in India. He's in Bangalore, India. And he was going to come to Canada to study like 15 years ago. Yeah, it would have been 2010. Yeah, because it was 2025. He was scrolling the internet looking for videos about moving to Canada, and he caught my video about how expensive it is to live in Canada. Don't come here and study. It's a ripoff. The cost of living is too high. The Chinese money laundering is destroying us. And he saw that video. And he called into a Mike in the Night 2-3 years ago, and he said, you know, Mike, it was that video I watched about you warning people not to move to Canada because it's a trap. Nitin's in the comments saying, I'm alive and getting taxed to death. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. They're going to tax you to death, folks. Cities, communities, municipalities, counties, whatever you want to call them, are all going broke. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is going broke. And they're just going to keep taxing you to death. So we got
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
On the show tonight on Soundboard, who else do we got? We got Joe Pesci.
Merry Christmas.
Who else do we got here tonight? Homer Simpson.
Are you still mad?
Tonight on Mike and the Knights, guys. Thanks for being here. Let's get into some headlines, folks. Let's see what we got going on in the headlines. We kept the headlines real simple tonight. Try to keep it as simple as possible, guys. And out of Canada here, Canadian real estate sees sharpest price drop in a year, record inventory. I think we covered this last week. We're covering it again because Canadian real estate prices see sharpest drop in a year. This is massive because, again, I get this email a lot from a lot of people. I get the same email, people asking, Mike, what is the right... How much should I spend on a place? Well, if you're a single man, whatever you make in 4 years net, not gross, that's what you should pay for a place. Well, Mike, I did the math. I can't get into a place at 4 times net. It's like 40 times net. Well, sorry, bud. Unfortunately, it's got to be 4 times your net income. What you make 4 years, that's what you spend on a place. Realistically, if you make $30,000 a year, that's $30, $60, $90, $120,000 will get you in a 1-bedroom in a lot of cities in America. Heck, you make that in Mexico, you're getting into a detached mansion. But I'm saying, for example, if you make $30,000 a year somewhere outside of Philadelphia or somewhere outside of Houston or something, you make $30,000 a year, I'm pretty sure you could find something for $120,000. You could even buy land for cheaper. So that's what it's got to be. In Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, and the blue states of America, good luck. You're getting into anything because you're competing with the Chinese money laundering. You're competing with the destructiveness of the Chinese money laundering, and that's the problem. And we're going to see more corrections. Ostrich farm owners, supporters ordered to leave property as CFIA prepares for call. Farm has lost multiple court bids to save its 400 ostriches who were ordered called over the avian flu risk. Again, this is a distraction, guys. This is a major distraction. And when the mainstream media, this is mainstream media, right? This is CBC, Canadians broadcasting crap. When they're posting this, it's a distraction. They're going to call these ostriches. They're going to do what they have to do to follow the narrative, but it's a distraction. And Canada keeps bankrolling Ukraine's war crimes. The new prime minister, just like the old one, is handing Kiev the cash much needed at home. Yeah, the cash is much needed here at home, but unfortunately you're handing it out to fund an illegal war. And we told you from day one, don't take sides. It's all money laundering. And now all these influencers are taking down all their Ukraine good, Russia bad videos. Leave your videos up. Why are you taking all your Ukraine good, Russia bad videos for? Silly. What are you doing that for? You're doing all this work to take down videos? Right? That's how people remain credible. Or try to stay credible or up to date or whatever. Following the shameful footsteps of both Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney continues pledging support and money which Canadians desperately need to Ukraine to prolong the proxy war against Russia. Wow, they're actually calling it a proxy war on... Oh, it's RT. Okay, RT knows it's a proxy war. If this was Canadian news and they call that a proxy war, it would be the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Carney chose Ukraine Independence Day to voice the Canadian government continued pledge support Ukraine as he landed in Kiev on August 24th. Carney posted on X on his Ukrainian Independence Day and this critical moment in their nation's history. Canada is stepping up our support and our efforts towards just just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Ukraine will never have peace, and they won't allow peace in the Ukraine. Zelensky doesn't want peace with Russia. Zelensky wants to continuously launder more money. That's all he wants to do, is launder more money. All right, let's head over to Britain. Britain's fate is decline, not upheaval, and a history explains why. Protests in London will change nothing. Britain's people were bred to endure. And protesting is happening. We're going back to the year of the protest, 2019. Here on Mike in the Night in 2019, we were covering the year of the protest. Everywhere was protesting, and England was one of the countries that was protesting no confidence in government. So was France, so was Germany, so was Italy. Everywhere was protesting no confidence in government in 2019. And here we are in 2025, and they are protesting. They want their country back. The demonstrations in London earlier this month, up to 150,000 people protesting immigration and government incompetence, drew attention in Russia and abroad. Some observers even wondered if Britain might finally be approaching a breaking point, perhaps like Nepal or France in the past years. Mass anger could reshape politics, but such hopes are misplaced. Britain will never experience a revolutionary upheaval. Its culture is not one of defiance, but of endurance. The United Kingdom has over centuries become a bastion of injustice disguised as stability, where ordinary people are conditioned to accept their powerless. This culture inheritance, once an imperial advantage, now guarantees a slow decline. So they're going to shout at the rooftops what they want, what they need, what their people want. And you know what, folks? It's never been about the people, folks. It's never been about us. It's always been about the ruling class and what they decided, right? Or what they decide, or what they want, right? So they're going to keep protesting, and we have videos going back 7, 8, 10 years. England in decline, mass migration taking over, migrant boats showing up. Lots of footage and discussion we've had over the last 15 years about the takeover of England. Ireland's Dying series we did in 2018. All the series we were doing talking about this migrant takeover. France recognizes state of Palestine before UN General Assembly meeting. This is major. Because number one, what the hell is Macron even doing there? And we go back to our 2018 live stream of Mike in the Night. That Macron is set to stay forever. This guy survived 2 years of yellow vest movements. Okay, trying to get this guy out because of the austerity measures and all the bullshit and the cuts and everything he was doing, and starving the French the proper French that fought wars were starving because of this guy. And then after he was frontline to pull the trigger on the pandemic and shut it down, and then now he's still there. And he is basically pissing off Americans now by taking sides. You never take sides, folks. You always remain neutral. You always play Portugal and play neutral. And there it is right there. France has recognized Palestine state, joining several Western countries in doing so ahead of the annual United Nations General Assembly UNGA meeting in New York. We have gathered here because the time has come. President Emmanuel Macron said in the UN summit, convened to revive the long-delayed two-state solution of Israel-Palestine conflict. All I'm saying, guys, is just don't take sides in these matters. These people aren't paying your bills. Don't waste your time with these people. Don't fill your social media up with junk. French media compare Charlie Kirk memorial to Nazi rally assassination to the Reichstag fire. No, it's not. It's Americans uniting and coming together and remembering a man who basically was up for a debate. He'd debate anybody, anytime, anywhere. And I messaged this man in November of last year if he wanted to come on Mike in the Night. And I said to him, I'm not going to debate you. You're not coming on my show to debate me. You're coming on my show so I could thank you for getting so many young people. That's what I said in the email. Getting so many young people into politics, getting people and creating awareness with people and really bringing back the sanity. And that's the only connection I've had with this man. And that's it. If he wanted to come on Mike of the Night. The outpouring of emotion by tens of thousands gathered in Arizona on Sunday to honor the life and legacy of turning point of USA founder Charlie Kirk was viciously attacked in the French press, with some comparing it the memorial to the Nazi rally. More than 60,000 people were in attendance at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, just 11 days after Charlie Kirk was assassinated during the student debate event at the Utah Valley University. So, guys, I'm in talks with a gun expert. I'm talking a big-time gun expert that actually worked with several firearm companies to test firearms. And he held at one point one of the longest shooting records. I think it's 2 miles, a mile and a half. I don't know. Don't quote me. I'm trying to get him on Mike in the Night. He's trying to remain underground. He wants to get involved. He doesn't want to get involved. But he's doing some research on this whole Charlie Kirk thing. He's going to get back to me. He says nothing's adding up at all, especially with his experience in firearms. From rifles to handguns to semi-automatics, and what else did he say? All kinds. Printed guns, the ones you print. I mean, everything. This guy knows guns inside out, and this is not adding up. So hopefully we can get him on Mike in the Night. I know he's watching Mike in the Night, so. And again, over here, Finland calls on EU to be ready to fight Russia. And any security guarantees the West gives Kiev must carry weight and deter Moscow, President Alexander Stubb has claimed. Western European countries must be ready to fight Russia if they offer security guarantees to Kiev as part of a potential settlement of the Ukraine conflict, Finnish President Alexander Stubb said. In an interview with The Guardian released on Saturday, Stubb stressed that if the West decides to provide any assurances to Kiev, they should stick to the notion that security guarantees, in essence, are a deterrent. And Netanyahu has brought ruin, unprecedented isolation to Israel. And in Tehran, that's actually tomorrow's date, Iran foreign minister has lambasted the Israeli regime's prime minister for his insistence on continuation of the genocide in Gaza, saying that Netanyahu has brought ruin and unprecedented isolation to Israel. I made a short this week, guys. You all got played. Hamas got played. Everyone got played. Watch that. Netanyahu should be in prison. Should have been in prison years ago. Not my prime minister, like we've been warning you guys. I don't take sides, folks. And speaking of the devil himself, TikTok hires Israeli army instructor to lead new hate speech division to police American speech. TikTok has quietly handed the keys to its new American hate speech division to Israeli military operative with deep ties to Israeli intelligence as Israel continues tightening its grip over social media platforms and policing what Americans are allowed to say online. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get to a point where what you're allowed to say at home. I'm not making this up. It's what you're allowed to say at home is going to be soon on the agenda. And they've been listening to us. You know already they've been listening to us. You know, we know, they know. And this is a big one. This is a big stretch. Israel plotting a false flag on U.S. soil to cover up Charlie Kirk assassination and ignite war. This whole murder of Charlie Clark, assassination of Charlie Kirk, is to further divide the people. They try to divide us with Black Lives Matter, and a lot of people were smart enough to figure out it was a psyop. They even divide us here in Canada with Every Child Matters. blaming the Catholics and Christians for the residential schools. But the Catholics and Christians are not given anything for building the roads to get to those schools, building the roads to get to work, building the buildings and the running water and everything that a lot of people take for granted. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. It's to divide us. The BLM, LGBTQ, W4X, whatever you want to call them, is all a psyop in division. It's set to divide us. That's all it is. And that's all it's ever going to be. And that's what they want to do. They want to divide us to a point where we can't take it anymore. We start blaming the guy next to us. Netanyahu says Palestine state will not happen. So you're getting all these countries in the West telling you that, yeah, Palestine is a state. It's time to acknowledge it. And Netanyahu says it will not happen. Because obviously Israel wants the contracts to rebuild Palestine, right? Blow it all up, get the contracts, rebuild the country, make the money, right? It's BlackRock. Isn't it BlackRock? Or, no, BlackRock is rebuilding Ukraine for I don't know how many billions of dollars. Right? We covered that a few months back. BlackRock's getting the contract for Ukraine. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has insisted that Palestine state will never be established west of the Jordan River. He said that in a recognition of Palestine state is like a reward to Hamas. Reacting angrily to the UK, Australia, and Canada's coordinated decision to formally recognize Palestine state. Now, Canada is acknowledging a Palestine state because Canada hates America. Well, I don't hate America. I'm saying the Canadian government hates America. And all the brainwashed people that watch mainstream media hate Americans, right? You can't go more than 5 minutes of hearing somebody in the grocery store beaking off at Americans about everything, blaming Americans about everything. So you could see it. It's unfolding, it's scary, and it's destructive. And they're going to work really hard to divide us even further. Mike, when are you going to Portugal? I'm going in 2 weeks, Kevin. You guys are coming with me, so it doesn't matter. When I go, you'll know when I leave. You'll know when I arrive. You'll know where I am. You'll know what I'm doing. I'll look at real estate. I'll check the cost, just like I did in the Philippines, you know? Shit Wrangler saying Elon Musk took a major personal loan from Charlie Kirk right before the situation. Well, they'd have paperwork. The wife will get the money. Yeah, Canada needs to look inside itself. That's what Canada needs, big time. But the reason why Canada's not looking at itself is because it needs to play the blame game. Our mainstream media has been working real hard here in Canada to persist this blame game, right? Blame Trump. Canada needed Trump to come in. Watch our video before Trump got elected. Watch the video 6 months before Canada is in need of a distraction. Canada needs Donald Trump. Because once Donald Trump comes in, the headlines 24/7. Trump this, Trump bash, Trump this, Trump grabbed some woman, Trump this, Trump said this 20 years ago, Trump farted. That's what Canada needs. Now Trump, is doubling down on Israel like we told you he was going to do. Like we told you back in 2022. He's going to double down on Israel and extend the war in the Middle East. And obviously Canada is going to be pro-Palestine 100%. 100%. Canada has destroyed itself inside out. We had a chance to fix things in 2010. Canada could have fixed itself in 2010. The housing already, when I was living in Vancouver, was already 8 to 10 times the annual net income. It was already too high. We couldn't even afford, nobody could afford to live in Vancouver anymore. Vancouver, Burnaby, West Vancouver, North Vancouver, Richmond, it was already too expensive. And Canada thought it was a great idea to have the 2010 Olympics, which they did. But they also opened their doors to China with the Vancouver model. They said, China, bring in your money, no questions asked. Park it in our real estate, we don't care. And we won't even ask you where you got the money from. No questions asked. So what did the Chinese do? They brought in so much capital that China in 2017 and 2018 had to put capital flows going into Canada. Trillions of dollars started pouring into our real estate. Bidding wars everywhere. And people are not making enough to live already. And then first-time homebuyer loans. Interest-only mortgages. Canadians got played so hard. Public servants working for the government complied and kept their mouths shut. And they followed everything to a code. Because here in Canada, you need to comply to maintain that six-figure government income job if you want to feed your families. So the money laundering was going nuts. 2018, it was so out of control. We were already reporting to you guys, man, Vancouver's got 166 billion or 200 billion and 160 billion in Toronto. This is crazy. What the heck is going on here? When is this going to stop? The governments were so into this money laundering from China that it was propping the economies. Oh, the economies in real estate is building homes and selling them to Chinese. Our Canadians can't afford it. Our Canadians are all over homeless on the streets. Let's bring in more Chinese to work in our banks. Let's bring in more Indian. Hey, the Indians came. Hold on. The Indians are the icing on the cake. So you got all these years that pass. 2020, they pull the trigger on the pandemic. And Canada's realizing our people, our Canadian proper, cannot get into their own real estate. What do we do? So Canada thought it was a fantastic idea to bring in 4 million Indians to fix our housing problem. It kind of worked for a bit. We started seeing a melt up in 2020, 2021, 2022 at the height of a pandemic. They were letting all these people in with no experience, with no nothing. They're not going to build the damn thing in this country because that's the Europeans' job. The Europeans' job is to build the country to bring in the third world. And that's what they did. And now this whole Indian thing is backfiring. And it's not working out. They're not buying the properties. But they're still being put up in hotels. They're still getting like some sort of wages for coming into Canada. And this is the problem we're facing now. We're in a lot of trouble here, folks. Canada is so hell-bent on doing, and the fentanyl, tons of fentanyl. We covered the Chinese gangs. We covered all these problems that Canada's faced. We covered all this in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. We covered all this. This is old news. Now there's an oversupply on the market. There's so many properties for sale. The Canadian, and then you know what? They're gonna blame the Canadian proper for not having enough money. The Canadian proper isn't getting hired anywhere. They're getting the people from India are getting the jobs because they are getting their wage subsidized with the taxpayer from the Canadian proper. The Canadian proper that's being forced out of business. I sold a package on eBay the other day that was going to really help me out. I sold something on eBay. It was going to the States. I had to cancel the order because there was no shipping available to the United States because Canada Post did something with eBay, and Canada Post doesn't want to pay eBay or something. Look into it and see what I'm talking about. We're screwed. We're finished. Canada's finished until they can acknowledge and audit the $2.2 to $2.6 trillion laundered through Canadian real estate. and then we can audit how many vacant homes we have in this country. I'm thinking we were already reporting 1.7 million in 2016 empty homes owned by Chinese. We were reporting 1 in 10 homes were owned right across the country by Chinese investors or money laundering or criminals, right? The money laundering laws in Canada do exist for people like me that live in Canada, have a business in Canada, and when I bought my house in Canada here, when I bought my house in the town I live in, Merritt, when I bought this house, they had to do a money laundering background check on me. I'm like, what about the Vancouver model? Oh, that's for Chinese people. That's not for Canadians. The Canadians have to do a money laundering background check if you're Canadian. Okay. Oh, you have a business. So I had to pay an accountant $7,000 to do all this paperwork for me to make sure my business wasn't laundering money. I'm like, what about, but do you do this for Chinese people too? No, Chinese people are okay. It's you we're doing it for. Why are you buying a house? I was being interrogated why I was buying a house. I was being interrogated why I was buying a house in Canada. I'm not making this up. What do you want a house for? What are you buying a house for? Try like, hey, be homeless. Go on Maid. It's better for you. Yeah, no, I'm gonna buy a house and raise my family. That's what I'm buying a house for. So this is where we're at, folks. This is where we're gonna continue to be at here in Canada. Until they can acknowledge, and America acknowledged it by sanctioning us to death. Trump sees the fentanyl that's coming in through the northern border. We told you guys that we're going to stage fake fentanyl busts in Canada. And they did. Because they have to. And Canada will go so far out of its way to make America look as bad as possible. To make it look like they're the right country. They're the right thing. But no. Once we can acknowledge that China, in turn, the government of Canada gave a license or permission for China to come in and destroy us. Once we could get that, figure it out, dissect it, start a royal commission. Australia had a royal commission for a couple of months. They scratched the surface, the royal commission scratched the surface, and they found all kinds of money laundering breaches. Hundreds of millions of money laundering breaches. And here we are, folks. Now you got to work 70, 80 hours a week if you want a one bedroom in Canada. You have to kill yourself for a one bedroom in Canada. And it's cold 9 months of the year. You would think it'd be the opposite. Well, here we are, folks. Governments do anything. When Donald Trump won that election down in the States, Trudeau made his way right down to Mar-a-Lago to shake his hand to protect CCP interests in Canada. Once people could realize that China owns a majority of our telecom companies, mining companies, coal companies, gold companies, lithium-ion companies, and it's not the Canadian people that own anything. Once people realize how we've sold, that's why we coined the term on this channel. You know what we coined? Shinada. Back in 2015. We're living in Shinada. Europeans came to build it, and now we're shown the door. Yeah, food delivery is hiring. Hey, Heiza says, guys, is in the comments. I have a lot of respect for Heiza says. Yes, I am back in Canada. And by the way, Heiza, I did pray for you. You asked me to pray for you. And I did. I did. Yes. All right.
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
That water tastes good. All right, I guess we'll head over to the United States, and then we're gonna get Eduardo on Mike in the night, and
Merry Christmas.
so we're gonna get Eduardo on Mike in the night, and he will give us an update on the Bill S8 or C8 or I don't even know, man. It's every 2 weeks there's a new bill, and let's see what he's got to say on that bill. All right, let's head over to the United States of America. Trump calls on World Bank to reopen fossil fuel funding. Yes, okay. So the nail was put in the coffin. The video's up on our channel. I think it was during 2021 when Biden was canceling all the drilling permits, all the pipelines, all of the... You see, Canada was celebrating when Joe Biden won the election. A lot of Canadians were celebrating. It was festivities. It was firecrackers in Canada, not in America, in Canada. And a day into Biden's administration, cancel the pipeline, Canadian jobs down the toilet. And Canadians continued to celebrate because they work for the government. A lot of the people celebrating. 50, 60%, 70% of Canada works for the government. So there were celebrations. But the families that depended on the energy sector to feed them in the private sector that fund the government jobs. You see the connection here, folks, right? So Trump calls on World Bank to reopen fossil fuel funding. A Trump administration is pressing the World Bank. Let's open this on article scan here. To resume financing oil and gas projects, reversing the institution's 2019 policy to halt new fossil fuel investments. Officials told the Financial Times the push extends to other development banks, signaling a broader retreat from climate-focused lending. Since Donald Trump's return to the White House, North American banks and asset managers have also begun pulling out of net zero alliances, further underscoring the shift. So this is really good that we get this energy sector back online and make it priority west. Because what's happening is China, the biggest coal mine here in the province I'm in, is owned by China. And they don't follow no regulations. No, look it up. Canada's biggest coal mine, Chinese biggest coal mine. No Canadian hires now. They don't hire Canadians there. They hire Chinamen there. And they use our healthcare there. Chinaman. So there it is right there. Let's move on to this one. Trump's 100,000 H-1B visa fee sparks chaos as Indian workers scramble to return. Yeah, what are you doing in America? If you're make India great again, guys. You're a tech worker, go work out of India. The rent's cheaper. Everything's cheaper than living in Sacramento or Las Vegas or where. Go to India. Work remote out of India. So, good. 100,000. That's how you get them. And what is this doing? Trump's sudden 100,000 H-1B visa fee sparked panic among Indian tech workers who are already abroad. Chaos erupted as airports as families scrambled to return to the U.S. before the deadline. India's government warned of humanitarian fallout from the abrupt policy shift. Tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft urge employees to rush back amid confusion. The move is part of Trump's broader crackdown on immigration, sparking debate over protectionism versus global talent. So a lot of Americans could do these jobs. A lot of Americans went to school. A lot of Americans have a lot of college. They could do this job. So start hiring Americans to do these jobs. Believe me, there's a lot of Americans that want to do this and want to get paid good for it too. So I see that as a win for America in a way. And Tylenol autism. Trump makes a major announcement after teasing Tylenol autism link. And
history of our country. We're going to be doing it with Bobby and Oz and all of the professionals. I think you're going to find it to be amazing. I think we found an answer to autism. How about that? Autism. Tomorrow we're going to be talking in the Oval Office in the White House about autism. And tomorrow...
So So there it is right there. Tylenol linked to autism. Let me know what you guys think. The new guidance from HHS follows a series of lawsuits alleging that Tylenol use during pregnancy causes autism. A federal judge rejected these claims in 2023, citing flawed science, and a 2024 Swedish study in 2.5 million siblings found no increase in autism risk tied to parental. So we'll see what the studies show, what they bring out. But do you remember when Bear admitted to putting AIDS in its pills? Bear? Remember Bear? And the whole AIDS debacle, the whole AIDS thing? And they couldn't sell it in North America, so they shipped it to Africa? Who remembers that? Let me know, because I remember covering this I made a short video about this in 2012, or my previous YouTube channel. We covered how Bear was caught putting AIDS or something with AIDS, and they couldn't sell it in North America, and then shipped it to Africa. It's like a type of aspirin, Bear, if you guys remember. Okay, somebody's just said in the comments, I do. Good. Okay, I'm not making this up. All right. And good news coming out of the Lone Star State in Texas. Shatters job records again as businesses flee high-tax states for freedom of opportunity. And Texas added 17,600 jobs in August, 195,600 over the past year, outpacing national growth. Texas is destroying Canada in job growth. This is all private sector jobs. This is not government jobs, right? Canada's all government jobs. Unemployment in key metro areas is as low as 3.6, with construction and tech sectors leading expansion. Governor Abbott's deregulation of pro-business policies fuel record employment and investment. Texas will add 57,644 manufacturing jobs by 2032, dominating the aerospace, electronics, and energy. Critics warn of infrastructure strain, but Texas remains the top destination for business fleeing high-tax states. And leaving everything in the dust, leaving everyone else in the dust. There it is. Stars shine bright deep in the heart of Texas. So, huge exclusive. A New Jersey man secures nearly 1 million documents from Detroit's 2020 election, including copies of absentee ballots and signed envelopes in one of the largest election FOIA halls in U.S. history. And if you go back to our 2018 live stream, we told you guys that if Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, if he lost, it would be 100% fixed, and it was 100% fixed. We call that one. That was a bullseye on the dartboard for that one. And gold prices ascends to new high. Silver price at 14-year best. And gold rose by nearly 1% to set all-time high on Monday. A president, political uncertainty, and expectations for more U.S. interest rate cut continues to fuel demand in the metal. Spot gold surged a record of $3,728.36 per ounce during the early hours of the trading by 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It traded at $3,718.77 an ounce for an intraday gain of about 0.9 points. Oh, that's huge. And yeah, there it is. And cell tower developers misled for profit. Health experts warn 5G risks. Now watch this. Watch our video here. Let me zoom it in because you guys won't believe it. So let me zoom it in. Look at this video. 5G and the dangers of vaccines as the world falls apart with no confidence in governments. The video was removed. Right there, ineligible. We published a video on September 24th, 2018. 5G. We're already warning you about it. September 24, 2018. It was taken down in March of 2020 for medical misinformation. So there it is right there. Look at that. 2018. We're already telling you about this. Wow. Wow. You can't make this up. All right. Let me just adjust my screen here so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Whoa. Mike of the night. Steve the plumber's in the house. That'd be good to get him back on the show. It's been so long. Okay, we got Eduardo's going to come on and help me out for a bit here. Dino Bravo's in the house. Frank Peters in the house. And give me a second, Eduardo. Give me a call. I'll call you in a second, bud. Just give me a minute. Paulo. Guys, join our email list. MikeMartins1980 @gmail.com. Let me check in and see if anybody... Join our email list, MikeMartins1980 @gmail.com. We will email you when we go live on Mike in the Night. That's it. That's it. I will email you when we go live. Period. No problems. Also, guys, if you can, I left a link if you want to buy me. It's up top there if you want to buy your boy a coffee. You're also welcome. MikeMartinsTax.com. If you guys want to go to MikeMartinsTax.com if you have tax issues. Also, if you want to join the channel for $14.99 a month, I do put some members-only videos in the back end once in a while for you guys. If you guys want to join. Dino Bravo is a member. He's got a cross beside his name. That's the Military Order of Christ beside his name right there. So Dino Bravo is a member of the channel of our 4 members. And buy your boy a coffee if you can. I appreciate it. The link in the description there. And yeah. Okay. Let's get our boy Eduardo here on Mike in the Night. And
we here with Mike in the Night. Mike in the Night. That's right. That's right. Tonight we here to interview with Mike in the Night. Halloween, Halloween, pumping scream in the night with Halloween, Halloween. Everybody making the scene. Trick or treat till the neighbors out in the street with Wolverine. Halloween, Halloween, coming home. That's right, with Mike in the Night. It's that time, it's that time. We here to stir it up, stir it up. That's right, Mike in the Night. It occurs, we concur with the entrepreneurs. Right, in the night, arriving the night, in the leaving the pain, Mike in the night, pouring like a thief in the night, with Dr. Martin, got the dollar bills, and a full glass of Tom Collins, with Mike Martin, staying like you never heard it before, I'm forgiving once more, with the ill minutes, hearing all the time, getting through religion.
Alright guys, Eduardo's not answering his phone, folks. He's not answering his phone, guys. Oh, I like that background. Eduardo's not answering his phone, guys. I don't know why, but he's not picking it up. So, oh, he's calling me now. Hello?
That was weird.
Yeah, you never picked up.
Instagram is kind of weird that way.
Oh, come on.
It was ringing on my phone, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to use the kid phone. Battery's gonna die soon. Anyways, what do you want to talk about tonight?
You know what I want to talk about. You know why I got you on here tonight. I want to know about that Bill S8 or C8 or whatever the hell it's called this week.
C9. Too bad I can't do a screen share.
Well, tell me what. Just tell us what C9. We believe you. You don't have to. We don't have to show anybody anything. We've been. You've been batting 1,000 for the last 5 years, so your word's good enough. What is happening with this Bill C9? I know you brought it up before, so what's going on now?
Okay, this thing is called. Oh, I just lost it. I don't believe it. Just lost the page I had open on it. Where's okay? Bill C9. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
First session, 45th Parliament, 3-4 Charles III, 2025, House of Commons of Canada, Bill C9, an act to amend the criminal code, hate propaganda, hate crime, and access to religious or cultural places. First reading September 19th, a few days ago. So they're calling this the Online Harms Act. Unofficially, this enactment amends the criminal code to, among other things, repeal the requirement that the Attorney General consent to the institution of proceedings for hate propaganda offenses. Basically, they're taking the Attorney General out. He doesn't have to consent. Like if they're going to do something like a hate crime, it's a federal hate crime. Cops don't have to ask him anymore. Attorney General doesn't have to ask him any. The Crown prosecutors don't have to ask the Attorney General anymore. And so it's basically opening the door to free for all, guys. Do whatever you want. Let's get some of these people convicted with this. B, and I'm reading this right off of the parliament.ca website, the official Canadian government one. Clause B, create an offense of willfully promoting hatred against any identifiable group by displaying certain symbols in a public place. So, say you're living in Quebec and you don't like the fact that someone's wearing a hijab or wearing a cross.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can get charged for hate crime, depending on what if you say anything about it, or it's going to be a. And they haven't defined hate crime. Actually, it's such a loose interpretation. They can stretch this thing to cover anything like, well, I don't like your dog, Mike. Mm-hmm. Boom, you throw me in jail. He hates my dog. That's a hate crime.
Yeah.
They can stretch it even farther than that. Create a hate crime offense of committing an offense under the act or any other act of parliament that is motivated by hatred based on certain factors. And they get into a bunch of that stuff. D, create an offense of intimidating a person in order to impede them from accessing certain places that are primarily used for religious worship or by an identifiable group for certain purposes, and create an offense of intentionally obstructing or interfering with a person's lawful access to such places. Do you see how this is so widely worded?
Mm-hmm. It's a combating hate act is what it is, eh? But what it's so loosely like so basically what it is what you're telling me, they're making it easier to lay charges for hate speech and hate propaganda. No need for Attorney General approval is what you told me.
Willful promotion of hatred, terrorism, and hate symbols. 2.2. Everyone commits an offense who willfully promotes hatred against any identifiable group by displaying in any public place a symbol that is principally used by or principally associated with a listed entity as defined in subsection 83.01. Let me see if I can scroll to 83.1. We can be I can't find that in here. Of course, they wouldn't put it here.
It's very hard for them to clearly define the word hatred, right?
The Nazi Hakenkreuz, also known by the Nazi swastika or the Nazi double seeing room, also known as the SS bolts, or a symbol that so nearly resembles a symbol described in paragraph A or B, it is likely to be confused with that symbol. Now they get into the punishment. Everyone who commits an offense under subsection 2.2, which is what we just read, is guilty of indictable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years, or B, is guilty of an offense punishable on summary conviction, which means they can just slap you 2 years less a day on you. Subsections 3.3194 to 6 of the Act are replaced by the following. That's the original hate crime act that was in criminal code. 3.2, no person shall be convicted of an offense under section 2.2. A, if the display of the symbol was for a legitimate purpose, including a legitimate purpose related to journalism, religion, education, or art that is not contrary to the public interest, or if, in good faith, the display of the symbol was intended to point out for the purpose of removal matters producing or tending to produce feelings of hatred toward an identifiable group in Canada. Forfeiture. If a person is convicted of an offense under Section 1.2, 2.1, or 2.2, or Section 318, anything by means of or in relation to which the offense was committed, or such conviction may, in addition to any other punishment imposed, be ordered by the presiding provincial court judge or judge to be forfeited to His Majesty and right of the province in which that person is convicted for disposal as the Attorney General may direct. Exemption from seizure of communication facilities. Internet, social media, private text. Subsection 199(6) and 7 apply with any modifications that the circumstances require to subsection 1, 2, 2.1, or 2.2, or section 318. For greater certainty, the communication of a statement does not incite or promote hatred for the purposes of this section solely because it discredits, humiliates, hurts, or offends. Subsection 319 bracket 7. There used to be only 4 of them when I last read it about 6 years ago. So now they're 3.19 has got 7 sections in it now.
Yeah, you brought this up years ago on the channel, though. You brought this up like 5 years ago on the channel.
Well, Kevin was charged with this in 2018, as were a few others. Hatred means the emotion that involves detestation or vilification and that is stronger than disdain or dislike. Do you know what this? Do you know how low that bar is?
Yeah, so
Mike, I don't like your mustache. Actually, I really don't like your mustache. Okay, now it's a hate crime.
Wow. You know, again, this is what I'm hearing. It's going to limit free speech. It's the symbol ban that you told me is completely vague. Okay, and this may criminalize peaceful protests. Right, so if you're near a religious center, they could shut that down and criminalize any peaceful protests. And the broad definition of hate, I mean, it could give prosecutors too much power, right? And then let's not forget the risk of overreach. You know, I fear that it could be used to silence and dissent, and not fight the real hate, Eduardo. They won't be fighting the real hate, so to say. So
it all depends on if it's a feeling, Mike. Do you feel that someone hates you? Or hates something about you?
A ton of people hate me, but that's okay.
Well, no, it's not okay, because everyone who is found guilty of an indictable offense under subsection 1 is liable to a term of imprisonment of not more than 5 years if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 2 years or more, but less than 5 years. B, 10 years. This is the maximum. If the maximum term of the imprisonment for the included offense is 5 years or more, but less than 10 years. 14 years if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 10 years or more, but less than 14 years. Life if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 14 years or more, and up to imprisonment for life.
Okay, so what you're trying to tell me is I have 1,000 videos out there going back to 2010, basically stating the Chinese destroyed Canada, the money laundering destroyed Canada, created artificial shortages, made it impossible for Canadians to get in their own real estate. First-time homebuyer loans came of this. Supply and demand, lies. Vacant homes, the Chinese destroyed Canada. So somebody sees that video, says, well, I don't like how you're talking about Chinese. You're going to jail. So I'm going to jail because the Chinese laundered $2.2 to $2.6 trillion through Canadian real estate, starved the crap out of it, people. Their property prices have gone up. Property taxes have gone up in response. And I'm going to go to jail because I'm pointing that out, that the Chinese destroyed Canada?
Well, if they feel that you may hate them, yeah.
Interesting. I'm just pointing out the fact why we can't afford real estate in Canada. Why there's so many white Canadians on the street homeless.
Oh, I just seen this endorsement under subsection 320.1001 bracket 1. It used to be only 320.123 or 4. Now it's 320.1001. They're gonna have 1,000. They think they're gonna have to add 1,000 definitions to this law. The court shall endorse on the information of or indictment, as the case may be, the included offense that has been proved by the evidence, and in the absence of evidence to the contrary, the endorsement is proof of that fact. The included offense that has been proved by the evidence. Now, what are they going to use for evidence?
There's no
it's
case
based
law.
on feelings,
There's no
man.
case law on this. There's no case law on this. What are they going to do? It's giving too much power to prosecutors. That's all. And they're gonna criminalize peaceful protest. And then they're gonna, free speech is at risk.
Oh no, it's not at risk. It's gone. Don't even think about free speech is at risk. It's gone. This is do a sign of the cross. It's gone. It's done. And free speech is the basis of any democracy, because if we can't debate or have differing opinions or have different ideas, and this basically limits it pretty tight, because it's got really loose definitions. What can I say? This is the one that takes us down, and they're gonna use this to impose more censorship on platforms.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to. It's nasty,
but everyday people can be charged unfairly, though.
Oh, it doesn't matter as long as if they feel hate, you're going to jail. Say some native guy sees you wearing that hat. Look at your hat. It's a native guy, right? With a feather.
It's the Cleveland Indians.
If he somehow thinks that he hates that idea or that you hate him, and that's why you're wearing it.
What? Why? I like Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm just saying, if someone feels that it's hate, we're basing this on feelings. This law.
But that's what he feels. That's not my problem. I feel offended that the people that built this country and built the roads and built the running water and everything that we use every day are being treated like absolute crap. They're not being hired. And the majority of the people on the streets and homeless are white Canadians in European expansion. So what about us? What do we get for building the country, allowing you to have your roads, to have your protests, to protest against us? How about that? I hate all that. Yeah.
Okay, so now you just did hate speech against the government. Let's throw you in jail for 20 years.
Yeah. Because
someone in the government feels offended.
The prison fearful. My dad built. Yeah. Thank you. The prison my dad built. Yeah. Thank you very much.
No, not anymore, Mike. You see how they're going to use this to shut us down? That's why they call this... they kind of scrubbed the name Online's Harm Act, but that's what it was called. So, hey, get ready for the gulags. What can I say? Hopefully your wife doesn't have to throw bread over the fence like my grandmother had to do for her for my grandfather back in the Second World War.
Gabriel Hill just said it right there. This isn't going to work. It's not going to work. Unless they're going to set this up to entrap a couple of thousand people they don't like, a couple of thousand people they don't like, entrapped us, get rid of us, and then just kind of fizzle it out after the dissident is gone. It could just be a trap. Mike,
they used in Russia, I think something like 800 or 900 arrests last year for criticizing the government. In the UK, it was over 4,000. Facebook posts, memes. Look at Son of Enos. He was reposting Jewish rabbis, what they were saying, stuff that's in the Talmud, which us Goyim are not supposed to know about.
Mm-hmm.
They took him down pretty damn quick. They locked him up, threw away the key.
Real quick in a heartbeat.
Yep. They froze his bank account, so he can't even hire a lawyer. He's screwed up. He's like screwed. He's what, 52, 53 years old. And all he was doing was replaying videos. Son of Enos, the guy that used to live just south of Sudbury.
Mm.
They're messing with his internet connection. When the powers that be want to screw with you.
Oh, they've
good
messed
luck.
with my internet connection here a lot. And I'm just like, leave me alone, man. Nobody even watches this show. A lot of big guys take our word salads and discussion pieces and predictions and run with them from here.
Yep.
Oh, they run, and they run far. They pay their bills with it.
Okay, guys, this is very important. If anyone that we know about gets charged with any of this this new hate crime bill, this new C-19, if you don't get a good constitutional lawyer, and I mean a good one, and you go to court and you get a shitty one, like say you go, say you get represented by a something media, it's based out of Toronto. They have reporters all over, and they do fundraisers, and you sign off. They say they'll cover your legal expenses. You're going to get the cheapest lawyer they can. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to defame them. But we know the guy that owns his little hat. And all they're doing is they do ship cruises. They sell books. They're playing the victim all the time. Give us money. You know who these people are. Something Media. Big media company, but not mainstream media. Anyways, if you get a shitty lawyer and these cases start to people get convicted because they got a really shitty lawyer and they're not using the Constitution, and you don't have a good constitutional lawyer that knows how to represent you, that case sets precedent. And then it makes it harder for the next guy that gets charged with this shit. Because now he's got to overturn that precedent, argue against that, and argue your case. More time, more research. And it gets to the point where if you don't have any winning cases, it'll stand. And unless someone challenges it properly, this will become law. And I know a lot of people have lost faith in the courts, but I haven't yet. And I'm going to court for a case, and we'll be discussing that in about 6 months when it settles. I've sued a municipality, and that's all I'm going to say for now. I've got a really good lawyer. Yeah, it's probably going to cost me 20 or 30 grand. But at the end, maybe I'll walk away with a couple $100,000 so I can help other people that get.
Dude, can you pay my
money for a
internet bill
lawyer.
for a year?
What?
Can you pay my internet bill for 1 year?
Let me win the case first. I don't want to jinx it.
All right.
Right? We'll talk later.
Yeah, I'm
But
just.
no,
I don't
need the
I'm
money.
being sarcastic. I don't want nothing. I've never been sponsored. I've never been given anything, and that's why. That's why I'm always under the rug. I'm always swept under the rug because I never took the money. You watch the videos, Eduardo. Three different videos, 3 different times, 3 different situations where they offered me money to basically. They were going to tell me what headlines to put on Mike in the Nights. They were going to even have people call into the show. They were going to promote it for me. Everything. And I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want money. And someone even transferred me $14,000, and I didn't accept it. I left it sitting there for about half a month, and it got returned back to its sender. It was anonymous, and I don't want no money. So.
Well, see, that's why they won't even approach it, because they've tried and they figure this guy can't be bought. Integrity, at the end of the day, when we're in front of the big man, and Judgment Day comes for all of us, it will come. At least you can say, hey, I did my best. And hopefully God will be merciful on us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always testing us. And that's just another one of those tests, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
How far can he push you? But you're becoming a better, stronger man because of it.
Yeah,
probably you got to get inspired to keep doing these shows.
This has been 620 episodes so far.
Well, I was covering for Kevin Johnson for about a year and a half, 5 days a week. So try doing 250, 350 shows in a year and a half.
Yeah, but that's I do once a week, right? So that's season. What is this? Season 33, episode 3.
Wow.
Then I got one more show to do, and then I'm off to Portugal, and then I'm going to be doing I'm going to do a lot of videos for you guys in Portugal, and then that's it. I come back, and then I should be doing Mike and Night Steady right through Christmas, and we'll do our prediction show in December. That we do our annual prediction show. I think it's going to be our 10th year, Eduardo. No. Ninth year prediction show. 90.
Right on. So people are saying, what can they do about this? Write a letter to your MPP with a pen and paper, or type it out, put it in the post office, put it in a letter, address it. And if we bombard them with mail and just state clearly why you're afraid of this and how it won't stand, maybe we can get it voted down. But we got a minority government. Some other opposition party is going to have to step up to allow this to pass. Will it be Polyev?
Mm-hmm.
If all these MPs know that we're watching them, watching how they're going to vote, so you pass this, I will do my best to make sure you never get elected again in this country.
Mm-hmm.
That's a serious threat to them, so they know you're serious. And
all these elections are rigged anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we can still put pressure on them.
We can.
Right now, there seems to be an epidemic of pedophiles in the Welland, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines area.
Dude, they're all over the world.
Yeah, but for some reason, there's a high incidence down there. And the judges are giving some of these guys, the sodomized little boys, house arrest for 2 years.
Wow,
really? People are getting pissed off about this, and they're actually starting to rally. Now, once this hate speech C9 comes into effect, I could see a lot of people getting arrested for that. You're going to have to watch what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anyone thinks Canada's a free country, nah. Done. You got any comments in the chat, Mike?
No. There's people chatting about other stuff there.
So no one's taking me seriously. And
yeah, well, they're taking us serious. It's just a lot of people just think it won't work, right? But I think it could be a temporary thing to get rid of the people they don't want first, and then kind of just brush it under the counter type. I don't know, man. I'm just
remember in Australia that some lady made a post on Facebook and she was pregnant, and they came and arrested her and took her to jail.
I can't remember.
You don't remember that?
I remember during the pandemic, somebody that worked for KFC called the police because they ordered too much food, and the police went and arrested the whole family because they ordered too much KFC and there was too many people at the gathering.
So why do you think this won't work? I don't think it'll work if it's challenged properly using a constitution, but it's got to be challenged. Just like in '79, when they took away our gun rights from the Constitution and eliminated that, nobody challenged that, and that law, it's been standing for 80, 50 years, 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of too late.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that stands. Otherwise, we'd have gun rights here in Canada. We had them before, but they won't teach you that in school.
Dude, you know what we had before in Canada that made so much sense? When you reach 65, you don't pay property tax anymore.
What?
Back in 1970s and 60s and 50s, once you reach 65, you don't pay property tax anymore.
Wow.
Yep.
But there's too many politicians. And let me make one more point. The government is doing this to us, guys. The government is doing this to us. People aren't asking for this. Well, maybe a couple losers that work for Canadian Anti-Hate Network are asking for this because they're a bunch of commies, in my opinion. They're the only ones that could actually be pushing this. But the government says, you know what? Imagine if this would have been in effect when you had millions of people showing up to Ottawa. You think anybody would be up on those trucks and talking to large crowds? Not a chance.
Nope.
But our government has done this to us. All these problems are caused by our government They have no idea what it means to serve the public. They only know how to stuff their own pockets full of cash and make life miserable for us. They don't care about you.
Okay,
To
hold
quote
on,
Michael
guys.
Jackson.
I'm getting messages from multiple people here on Instagram, like 6 people right now, one after another. They're getting kicked off the stream. They were just put onto another stream. Yeah, they're doing what Rumble does. YouTube, because we're at 100 people now. We're at 68. You're watching me live, and then you go away, brush your teeth. You're hearing the show in the background, and then you start hearing Russell Brand or something else. You go back and like, what? What happened to Mike's show? So I'm getting messages. Someone just sent me a screenshot. Hey, Mike, got cut off. Not sure why. I'm back. I'm gonna be back in the chat in a second. Like, okay, so guys, we are losing viewers here on YouTube. Again, they're pulling the Rumble thing. Remember Rumble? We reached 300 viewers. Boom! 50 people drop right off. And boom! Russell Brand commercial comes on. Boom! Dog food commercial comes on. Boom! So...
Well, I was driving back from my sister's cottage. I couldn't even find your live. And you were live the whole time. It was like a long drive back. And I pulled over. I'm looking, thinking, it's 9 o'clock. He's got to be on Saturday night. And I'm looking. I could not find you on Rumble. But I found your show from last week, so I listened to that one instead.
Okay.
Then I called you the next day. I says, hey, how come you weren't on last night? And you're saying, what are you talking about? I was on.
Yep.
I couldn't even find it.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
Is the email working?
I got an email from you a couple hours ago, so yeah, that worked.
Guys, join the mail list, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com, if you want to ever see this show again, because I don't know what's going on, guys. And, yeah, I got, people are saying, I'm still here, dude. Daniel's here. Earthquake still here. Who else is here? Okay, so people are here, and our numbers are climbing again. But a lot of 4 more Instagram messages. People just got cut off the stream. I don't know why.
Yep.
I don't know. Anyways.
Why? Because I'm talking against the narrative, Mike.
We're always talking against the narrative for the last 15 years. It's not like we just started today.
Yeah, but I just accuse the government of causing all their problems in our lives.
Yeah,
and
of
thinking,
course.
Well, and thinking the government's going to help us? No. If you're going to go to a protest, make sure it's either on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Go when the damn politicians are home. That's why they hated the trucker convoy. We were there for 3 weeks, man.
Yeah.
24/7. They're freaking out. They say, man, what are these people doing? They really don't like us, or they don't like what we're doing. I think it's nobody really cares about the people that are really elected, but when they do such draconian shit, and they put this shit on us, what right do they have? What right do I have to tell you what I think you should do, or should say, should think, should behave?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that right? Absolutely not. Who gave me that right?
God.
God gave me the right to impose my ideas and intentions upon you and make it mandatory and beat it over your head?
No.
And throw it into a cage if I don't think
you were
it's right?
given God-given rights to express your whatever you want, right? If you cross the line on how far you go, you pay the price. But if you're expressing or you're pointing out corruption, and they come to you and want to put you in jail for exposing them screwing your life up, we got a problem here, Charlie.
Oh, you're telling me. Anyways, guys, again, if anyone gets charged with this, or if you know of anyone that gets charged with it, they got to have a damn good constitutional lawyer. Not some real estate lawyer, not some civil lawyer is okay too. But he's got to specialize in constitutional cases, and he's must have had a whole bunch of wins. Otherwise, you're going to make it worse for everybody. We've seen what happened with Rebel. They represented Arthur Pawlowski. That case, he got charged for saying a prayer and convicted. Time served. And then they used the same, then he was mentioned Pat King sentencing. Arthur Pawlowski case, same kind of thing. So Pat got time served. He was in jail for 4 or 5 months, getting infections and stuff like that. This is the danger of using shitty lawyers or using media assets that say, "Oh yeah, we'll protect you. Just don't do your own fundraising. We'll do it for you," and they do. I hope everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you do. I'm not going to say their name. Starts with an R, ends with an L. That's as much as I'll get to it. I won't get more specific than that.
Yeah, you don't want me to go to jail or getting
Well,
sued.
you know what? Let them come at me.
They
I
don't
praise
come
them. I praise them for what they did when they were Sun Media. There's a lot of good information coming out back in those days. But then the government took them off the air too because they were talking against the narrative. But now they're playing ball, making money.
Yep, that's how it works. You take the money, they take the money, they pay the bills. I didn't take the money, guys. I could die in peace tomorrow knowing I never betrayed you guys. I'm not kidding you guys. I could die tomorrow in absolute peace knowing I didn't screw you guys. Not even once. All right, Eduardo. We'll see you on the flip side. God bless you. And be good, okay?
Nice to see you back, Mike. Make sure you get those emails going out. Don't want to miss the show.
Okay, brother. God bless. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Eduardo here on Mike in the Night. We got Blackjack Romano on the wants to call in. Blackjack Romano is a Canadian, East Indian. He's of Indian descent, Canadian, living in Canada. And he's very tired of being wrapped up in this whole 4 million people that showed up in the last 4 years, destroying everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement to make. Ricky Spanish is saying, I would call maybe next week. I was looking at NVIDIA stock, mentioned up 1,200% since 2022. It is a AI bubble, all-time high stock market funded rate. Get cut by Federal Reserve sounds like an oxymoron. And that is, we should get Ricky Spanish on next week.
Ricky Spanish.
Here on Mike in the Night. Someone's asking me, how much new Mega Pokemon are you getting in, Mike? I'm getting in 0. I ordered in, I think, $10,000 pre-order, and I got 0 coming in. I got 0 black and white. I got 0. They don't sell me Pokemon. The distribution companies I deal with only deal with brick and mortar, small businesses like mine. They don't do corporations. They don't do big box stores. They just do small mom and pop stores like me. I've been selling Pokemon 18 years, and somebody opened a pack online, and it blew up. And we haven't gotten... I have to buy Pokemon from tow truck drivers. So, 0. Zip. Zilch. Nada. I did get into arguments with one of the distribution companies over taking a vaccine. And ever since then, they're like, yeah, we're going to starve this guy out. We're going to starve this guy. Arguments. Are you, us, video games is getting the same thing? 0, I guess. So we got Dino Bravo here. Let's get Blackjack Romano on the show. He wants to come on and say a few things about a few things here on Mike in the Night. We got Ricky Spanish song here from Ricky Spanish.
She was listening all the time. Layla, hey how you doing? We over here stirring up with Mike in the Night. It occurs, concur with Mike the Entrepreneurs, and then live in the night, arriving the night, in the night, relieving the night with the ill reports on the thieves in the night. Tonight with Dr. Martin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, shut the show off, Blackjack Romano. I could hear it in the background.
Oh yeah, I turned off the show.
Thanks, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Blackjack Romano here on Mike in the Night. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. And I'm just going to kick it off by saying you're of East Indian descent. Am I correct?
Yes, I am. I'm born and raised here, right here in Vancouver.
You're born and raised. You're Canadian. You're 100%. I know you. I've met you. You're a beautiful person. You've taken quite a few. You've visited me quite a few times to shake my hand and talk to me, and I appreciate that very much. And now you're completely wrapped into these last couple of years of these 4 or 5 million Indians that came into Canada.
And it's not even the good quality Indians. It's like not even the bottom of the barrel, the outcasts. They'll do anything for a quick penny, not even for $1. Anything for a quick penny. What's their famous saying? Good enough to study, good enough to work, whatever their slogan goes. But what they're saying is they're good enough to scam, good enough to deport. So there's pulling scams right, left, and center, and the government's complicit in that.
Yeah. So the people that are coming in are not even the highly educated. They're just, you're saying they're the bottom of the barrel. That I guess the country is, I guess, not wanting them in their country. Like when Cuba released everyone from their prisons and sent them to Miami back in the 70s, if you remember that.
Yes, late 70s, early 80s. That's the movie Scarface was based on.
Okay, so is India doing the same thing?
They're just like the most laziest people, criminals who haven't been convicted yet, so they run from the country. They make bogus documents. So anyone who uses the name Singh or Kaur as a permanent surname, they're hiding something.
Okay, so if they're using a popular surname like Singh, they're hiding something?
Yes, Singh for men or Kaur for the females. They're hiding something. They're hiding their background. They did something in India or Pakistan, because a lot of Pakistanis use that as a false name. They're actually Muslims, so they're hiding something. They're hiding their background. So,
and Canada takes these people in like it's no one's business. Canada loves these people.
And the business is profiting off them. They're like the
wage subsidies.
Yes. What they're doing is they're paying the employees $5 an hour out of their own pocket. And the employees, those people who fall into the category of LMII or those temporary foreign workers, they're receiving $5 cash. So on the paper, Tim Hortons looks like they're paying the full amount, but they're not. They're just paying $5 cash, and they're working 16 hours a day, earning 5 times 16. And that's why you see a lot of those Indian people or Pakistanis. I know a lot of Kenyans can't tell the difference because they are the same people. It's just legally separate countries because the Ratcliffe division line, borderline.
Right.
Anyone can look it up. It's all public knowledge. They're the same people. The only thing is the separate country. But they're just receiving cash money, $5 an hour. Construction companies, any type of restaurant or eatery does that. Uber Eats does that. They're paying their employees $5 an hour cash. And they're receiving the government taxes and benefits from hiring these temporary foreign workers and so forth. Back in the day, when my father came in the 60s, 99% of the employees, 99% of the immigrants were either doctors, lawyers, or engineers. Now it's the opposite. 99% of the immigrants from that South Asian area are the lowest scum buckets ever. All they know is just know how to pull up their pants and shit in their diapers. That's it.
Wow, you have some harsh sentiment towards these folks, but wouldn't you feel? I guess because you're Canadianized, you're born in Canada, but wouldn't you feel more like if I saw more Portuguese people move into my town from my country, Portuguese people, and they work construction, they're hard workers, they go to church on Sundays, take their kids to soccer. I would feel more safe, or I'd feel more at home if more Portuguese people moved to my town. I wouldn't feel threatened if more Portuguese people came.
I would say since 1997, 99% of these people have no values, no morals. no ethics. They don't even follow the law of the land in their home back country, let alone in Canada. In Canada, they have no values.
The Portuguese people?
Or no, the Indian people.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying, for example, wouldn't you, like, if you were in your town or a city or a borough, and the people around you were from your country or your culture, and you could relate to them better, or your family could relate to them better, wouldn't you feel more comfortable? Because if my neighbors were Portuguese and we had a Portuguese bakery and a Portuguese church and a Portuguese, I'd be happy.
No, not me. Because they do not mix well with anybody. Regardless, they don't even mix well with their own community. They don't appreciate the ones who pioneered here, pioneered with the community from the 50s and 60s. Who
speak into the phone better?
Yes, who were the pioneers in the 50s and 60s when the first migrations of the Indian people came here to Canada. They don't appreciate anything. They don't appreciate Canadian-born citizens. They don't let them be the leads or ask them how to settle in. And a lot of the Canadians, Canadian-born Indians, they don't want to associate with these type of people because they know they'll take the information and throw it in the garbage because they said, mind your own business. So if they want to live in filth, we let them. This is not our deal. We're trying to help them. Fuck them. Right? So, because I don't like dealing with these new immigrants.
Now, how do you feel looking like you're from East India or India in general? How do you feel that you're getting now mixed in? Now you're being, are you noticing any racism or any stereotypical stuff happening to you? Or
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. They say I'm from recent immigrant. I said, no, I'm not. My family's been here since 1908. That's when they became a Canadian citizen. Extended family member. My father originally came from New York. He went to India to New York to Vancouver. So when people ask me where my father's from, I just say New York. Then they keep their mouth shut. Then they say, that's why your English is so good. Then sometimes I just lie. I just say I'm Spanish, just because I'm so embarrassed to even say I'm Indian background.
So you're so embarrassed to say you're of an Indian background that you're telling people you're Spanish, like Latino.
Yes. Then obviously I'm not fluent in the language, but I just say I'm a Chicano, so I know bits and pieces of Spanish. So even when the recent immigrants from the Spanish-speaking countries start speaking in the Spanish language, I tell them that I'm just I'm a Chicano.
Okay.
I'm born and raised here.
Do you agree or disagree with me when I've been saying all these years or the last couple of years how I've been saying that all these people from India have flooded in through the governments, promising the people in India this greatness, and they're advertising all over India to come to Canada, and it's Canadian taxpayers that are paying for that advertising to come to India to bring in over more people from India. I believe that governments, because of so much Chinese money laundering, $2.2 to $2.6 trillion laundered through Canadian real estate, that the Canadian government in 2020 thought it was a great idea to bring in all these Indian people to try to fix the housing market. Do you think my angle is right, or am I wrong?
I think your angle is right. They need the Chinese community. They like the high level jobs to work in the office.
No, but they bought so much property and left it empty that the Canadian proper can't get into their own real estate. Yeah. So the government figured bring in 4 million people from India to buy the real estate and keep our economy going.
Yes, because their mentality is there's like 20 people working just to pay off the house. So that's why the mentality versus that people are European descent. There's only one main breadwinner who pays off the house, so it's impossible for them to pay off the house at that price of $4 million for a 4-bedroom house.
Wow.
That's why you see a lot of Indian people who 16, 20 people living in one 6-bedroom house.
You know,
because all of them are working to pay off the house.
Well, you know how they fixed that in some counties in Florida?
There's one washroom to every 2 bedrooms.
You've been watching this show.
Yeah.
You've been watching this show. So 1 bathroom, 2 people. The 2 people have a baby. You need 2 bathrooms in your house. You need to upgrade.
Yes.
So if you have 26 people in your house, you need 14 bathrooms. Yes,
Yeah.
you've been watching this show. That's how they fought overpopulate or overburden homes, right? With too many people living in them. So for every 2 people, you have 1 bathroom, right? Wow. Thanks for watching. How long you been watching Mike in the Night for?
Almost from day one.
Since like 2018,
Yes.
2017.
Without failure.
You were watching me when it was called Trends. You were watching me when it's called Rants and Lifestyle, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Holy crap!
And I even visited the old store back in the Vancouver International. What do you call it? That Tinseltown.
Yeah,
Mall.
you visited me in Vancouver. That's right.
Yeah.
In Tinseltown Mall. Wow.
And I just got back to work from my injury, so I'm working in Chinatown, right beside the mall. That's why I sent you a video one day.
Oh, that's what I saw that video. You're sending me inside knowledge videos. I'm like, yes, I see what's going on there. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you very much. And I appreciate how hard you work. Guys watching this show, this man has worked and works really hard. I'm telling you because I've met him and I know him. This man has worked really hard. And it breaks my heart that someone that has given their lives to this country is being wrapped into this whole, being wrapped in with all the undesirables that are coming in that are destroying this country. Is it okay to call them undesirables?
Yes, they are undesirable. They're undesirable among their own community, let alone from others. The criticism is real. I do feel that the criticism is very valid. What's happening? Pooping in the beaches. That was a Toronto case or Ontario case. Here, public urination, not acting properly. I don't know how valid the rapes are, but very inappropriate communication with other people. Wearing backpacks on the SkyTrain, that's very inappropriate. Then some of them do smell very badly.
What is that with that? What is it? They don't want to shower, or they don't want to use deodorant, or the soap is not strong enough? Is it the food? Like some of the food is so strong when you sweat, it seeps through the skin and causes a chemical reaction. What is that?
They don't shower. They just shower once a week.
Once a week. So they shower 52 times a year.
Yeah, they say it's cultural.
It's cultural.
Yeah. I shower twice a day.
I know you do, but I'm saying, okay. Man, I shower 20 times a week, man. Holy smokes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for updating us. Are you going to work now? Are you off to work?
I'm just setting up to go to work at night shift. So I'll talk to you sometime later.
Okay. God bless you. And thank you for being here tonight on Mike in the Night.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, that's Blackjack Romano. Again, he's of East Indian descent, or India descent. And he's just basically tell us... yeah. Giving us an update on what's going on. Okay. Let's get... so we had Eduardo on the show. We had Blackjack Romano on the show. Let's get... it looks like... No Way Jose's messaged me a few times, and he's been messaging me for weeks now, wanting to come on the show. So we got Earthquake MRT. It says, great caller, Mike. Yeah, we got all kinds of good callers. Blackjack Romano has been watching this since Rants and Lifestyle. Rants and Lifestyle became Mike in the Night. It just changed the name after episode 140 or 125 or something. Steve is asking, where is the Raven? The Raven is in Beverly Hills. The Beverly Hills of Canada is Chilliwack, BC. He's in the Beverly Hills of Canada. He messaged me a few times and called me talking about the price of gold and silver and stuff. And yeah, he's in the province. He's in my province. I haven't seen him. Actually, I've never met him in person, not even one time. So I've never met him in person, not even once. So yeah. So you got to feel for people, you know? You know I'm not a big fan on feelings because, you guys know I feel feelings are dog shit. Oh, 100-man army's here. Our 100-man army. I had to do it. Now we're back to 98. And then a bunch of people are going to be cut off the live stream as we speak. That's just how it works here, boys and girls, on this show. We've been doing this for, season 30? What is this? 33, episode 3. We got one more mic in the night to do, guys, and I'm off to, what's the 20? Let me just double check here to make sure I got one more mic in the night. Yes, I do. I got one more mic in the night, and then the week after I'm off to, still might fit in one more show before. No, I can't. I'm leaving on the Monday. Yeah, so I won't be able. So there's one more mic in the night left, and I am off to Portugal. You are coming to Portugal with me. And we're going to look at, see what is going down there, how it's going down there. We'll just do it like the Philippines. Kind of give you guys a scene, what to look for, what the cost of everything. I showed you guys food videos. Guys, if you have time, go to our channel. Go to the channel, okay? Go to the channel here. Okay, it's very simple. I set this up simply for you guys. Go to the channel, scroll down. There's just regular videos here. Philippines Adventures, who wants to move to the Philippines, all here. And you click on the playlist, there's more videos. This video tells you how to get to the island where my house is built. This video shows you the coconuts behind my house that you could drink. This video here shows you the beach at the where I'm at. This is the neighbor that lives behind me. That's a coconut harvester lives behind me. I'm at a banana stand. It just keeps going, and you click on here, you got more videos. And this is the house that everyone keeps asking questions for. I try to explain everything in these videos, how to build our $7,000 Filipino home. And this video here shows everything, how our house is set up, what it's for. And then you go down, you go to our Conspiracy Vault documentaries I made for you guys. And then episodes of Mike in the Night right here. And then we got CID, Controlled Information Distribution Playlist. Check that out. Past live streams. And yeah, if you guys want to check out the channel, do it like that. And if you guys want to join the channel, you could join the channel. We have 4 members of the channel. We got, who is there? I think we only have 1 member present tonight, and that's Dino Bravo. Dino. Thank you, Dino, for being here tonight. Dino is one of our few channel members here. If you want to join the channel, below the video, you'll see join. And it's $14.99, and I do put some videos up for members only once in a while, just for you guys. Yeah, Mike's Banana Stands. I watched them, and someone says, YouTube said don't build there because it floods. That island I'm on, I don't know. There's a typhoon passing through. We're going to find out how the house is going to shape up. I'll get a neighbor or a family member to go check on the house there and see if it's okay. Alan Wallace Music is saying, most of us have been watching for years. Thank you. Someone's asking if Dino is from the USA. No, Dino is Canada's strongest man. He lives in Canada. He is Canada's strongest man. Right?
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Yeah, my house is poured concrete and rebarb. Thick concrete and rebarb. It's like a stadium. Like built like a stadium. Solid. All right. All right. Let's get No Way Jose needs to come on. No Way Jose's been with the show for years now. He's got something he needs to tell us. So we need to get No Way Jose. Guys, someone's messaging me for the coffee. Coffee link's pinned up top. Donor box. If you want to buy me a coffee, do that. And has anyone bought a coffee off me tonight? No one's bought me a coffee. No worries. I'm just checking the email, guys. I always check, and I like to thank you live. No one's bought us a coffee tonight. No problem. And, okay. Oh, that's Dano. I'm thinking of the guy from LA, the artist. That's artbydano.com, artbydano.net, not your typical art. You go check out Dano. Tell him I sent you. Mike, I do have family in Portugal. Would you consider building a home there eventually? I don't know. After being in the Philippines and seeing how clean the food is, Portuguese food is the best. Don't get me wrong. Portuguese food is the best. It's just after seeing how I could just go catch a fish, bring it home, fry it in my backyard, eat it, and not have any problems with any government bullshit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys? Like, it's so different. It's so... Yeah. Dude. All right, let's get No Way Jose on the phone here. Arguably the second or third most important guy you'll ever meet in your life here on Mike in the Night.
Drinking the Tom Collins, live with Mike Martins. Live, you don't understand. Tonight is gonna be lit. We're live in the pain with Mike in the Night. Pouring like a thief, coming in the night. Tom Collins, drinking them up. Live with Mike Martins. In a world never seen before. Like once, gonna be the Alpha Omega.
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Coming to fight here with Mike in the Night. It's that time, it's that time. Thanks for tuning in. Here we are, stirring it up with Mike in the Night. It occurs, we concurring on once more with Mike in the Ride in the Night. We gonna be ill here. We ain't got no COVID in the live stream. Pouring it ain't nothing new. We always on the...
Hello?
I've been trying to reach you. A lot tougher to get to the president.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you, my good brother?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, it's good to hear from you. I am following you on Instagram. I'm seeing all the cool stuff you're doing there in Chicago, and it looks like you're going into fall season.
Thank you. We are. I have seen some leaves change color, but it still feels like summer because of the weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what do you got for us, buddy? Your state's falling apart. You got, what, 20, 30 people get shot on May long weekend. 4 or 8 or 10 people died on the
At least 50
long weekend there you guys
shot
had.
on
Labor Day?
That was on Labor Day weekend, at least 50.
Yeah. Like, wow. Okay, in the state of Illinois, like, it's falling apart. Sanctuary City not working. None of this stuff is working. What are they trying now?
And to make matters worse, Mike, like I just like saw on the news that the public transportation in Chicago might be down at some point. There will be like less like services available. The train might be down at 9 p.m. in the evening, which is inconvenient because there's commuters that take the train like to and from work, but
in
that's
one of the
because of
biggest
the
cities
lack
in
of
America,
funding.
in one of the biggest cities in America, they're gonna cut back hours on public transit. That's the dumbest,
Yes.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I know. And that's because the city's broke and like the governor and the mayor won't comply with the federal government.
Wow. Well, they won't comply because they can't comply, right? Because they just can't admit they were wrong. That's the problem we're facing nowadays, is none of these governments could take accountability and say, hey, Frankie, we fucked this up, Frankie. We fucked up big time, Frankie. What do we do now? No, they don't. They never admit to the messing up.
No, they don't want to take accountability.
What else you got?
The mayor signed an order to protect protesters after response to Broadview ICE event.
Well, I got good news. In Canada, it's the opposite. You protest, you go to jail here for hate speech.
I heard.
Yeah, we had Eduardo here earlier on the show explaining that Bill C9 or whatever the hell it is. It's a new bill every other
Whatever the
week.
hell they're passing.
Yeah. We're in a lot of trouble up here in Canada, man.
I saw that too up there in the summer while I was there for a few weeks.
Have you noticed Canada go downhill?
I have, and because even like I had a family member talking about the whole euthanasia thing, the government assisted suicide.
Oh, when you were in Canada, you were seeing that advertised everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everywhere too. You go get your passport done, they ask you if you want to kill yourself.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Someone's saying there's no join button on my cell. Just go to the channel. Go to the channel and join it. Go to the actual channel itself and join channel. Should be where the subscribe button is. Yeah. All right, continue.
So this executive order, Mike, is designed to protect the right of protesters following actions taken during recent demonstrations outside an ICE facility.
Providing you're protesting what they want you to protest.
Exactly. The city will do everything under its control to protect our communities and defend democracy, Johnson said after signing the 3-page order. Protecting Chicago initiative ensures that even in the face of interference from federal government, the police department will protect Chicagoans' First Amendment rights while taking appropriate measures to preserve public safety.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has been the center of civic action, from labor uprisings of the Haymarket era to civil rights movement. Today's no difference at the mayor, opposed to the current deployment of immigration and custom enforcement agents to Chicago, and the promise of deploying the National Guard troops by the Trump administration.
All right, continue.
Johnson's prompted by federal response to protesters Friday outside the ICE facility in Broadview, where protesters were commanded to immediately disperse or face arrest or other police action that included the use of rubber bullets to disperse crowds.
Yeah. You can see this one-sided push here.
I do.
You should start doing some filming for us on the show and just send it to me on little clips, reels, like 1-2 minute clips on Instagram of this stuff. Especially these teen takeovers that are going to start ramping up again, because more and more of these teens don't have anything to look forward to. They have no future to look forward to. So what are they going to do? They're going to take to the streets and start ripping things apart, right? Remember that? What was that?
Right.
You've watched the show enough. What was that famous quote from Fast and Furious 5?
Oh, I remember it. Like, when you dominate people with violence and they have nothing to lose, they'll fight back.
That's the movie Fast and Furious 5 quote. It's a very
I remember
quote.
that.
I played that quote multiple times from the show. From the movie.
Have.
I think that's very important, and that's what we're seeing with these teen takeovers there in Chicago too.
Pretty much.
So, continue.
ICE arrests meet with growing resistance from Chicagoland residents.
Why did
more ICE arrests were... Go ahead.
Well, why are people so hell-bent to protect people that entered the country illegally?
That's what, like, we don't get. Me and one of my close friends. Why are they protecting them? They entered the country illegally.
Yeah. They lied to your border guard, or they snuck in illegally, and they're evading your privacy. They're evading your space. They're evading everything you work for.
They are.
Continue.
And because the mayor spent all this money on them, that's why the city's in deficit.
Very interesting. What else you got?
Arrests were reported Thursday across Chicagoland, but federal agents are facing a growing challenge in the form of private citizens. Rapid response teams, as they know, have been making their presence felt on the streets of Brighton Park to the city's northwest side, out to the suburbs. In Wheaton, the actions of ICE agents have been met with intense circling this week.
All right, I just want to break here for a second. I want to thank you for buying me a coffee, and I want to thank Earthquake for buying me a coffee, and Eduardo bought me a big, gigantic coffee today. Thank you, Eduardo, for the coffee here tonight on Mike in the Night. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And join the channel is just easier. This way, it's cheaper. But the amount of coffees you buy me, it's actually cheaper, and it's just once a month.
I agree. I'll sign up.
Yeah, you don't if you want to. It's. I think you'll save money in the long run because you buy me a coffee every week, every 2 weeks already, right? So it's like save money, and this way, it look. You know what it is? Can I tell you what the truth? Let me tell you what the truth is.
Go ahead.
I want YouTube to see that I could generate some money for them. That's all. If they could see that you guys see I'm worth it, then they might promote me a bit more. Maybe they might allow me to make a little bit of revenue. If they could see that I have the potential to make some money.
To make it.
Yeah. Just so they could see, hey, these people are giving this guy $15 a month. Why? We got to get him out there more. And so we can get more people follow. You get me?
I do.
So if YouTube sees that people are following me and have a paid subscription, then maybe they might take me serious after 15 years.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. So, anyways.
A number of community organizations joined forces at a rally held on Thursday. Members of this specifically trained Northwest Side Rapid Response Network are asking people to step up to help neighbors living in fear.
Ooh. Are these like the Blue Angels?
These are like pro illegal immigration groups.
Oh, pro illegal immigration groups. Okay.
That don't believe in borders.
Okay, never mind. I thought they were rising up to start cleaning the streets.
No.
Did you know, I don't know if you know this, there used to be a bunch of well-dressed black gentlemen living in the California Long Beach area. And they called themselves the regulators. Because there was lack of police presence, or the police didn't want to deal with a lot of them areas or want to go into a lot of those areas, they created a street group, and it wasn't really a gang. It was a bunch of well-dressed black men called themselves the regulators. And they used to wear those fedoras. And this was way back in the day. This was, I think, like 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. And they'd go police the streets. They'd go up and down every block. They'd go check to make sure nothing's going down. They made sure that little old ladies would, they'd walk them home, the whole 9 yards. And they would regulate any stealing of anyone's property. And they even made a song about it. Do you know the song by Warren G?
No, but like the group you're mentioning sounds familiar.
Yeah, Warren G made a song called Regulators, and he's talking about these guys that regulated the streets, and they would shoot dice, but in turn, being left alone, they would regulate and protect people's property. I don't know. You had the Blue Angels. Was it called the Blue Angels in New York, in Manhattan?
Yes.
The Blue Angels would go around on subways, and they would have a uniform and a fedora. Or the Red Angels. The Blue Angels. And they go all over New York, and they would protect, and people would feel safe when they saw a Blue Angel come
with them around.
Yeah. And that was another thing. Like, I think we're going to get back to, what do you call it? Citizens on Patrol. Police Academy 3 or Police Academy 4? I can't remember. Citizens on Patrol. I think we're going to go back to citizens on patrol again. I think people are going to start taking their neighborhoods back street by street, alley by alley.
I can see that.
I could see that happening. I could see some sort of regulation by the people, for the people. Citizens on patrol, I think, is going to become something that's going to grow in big cities and metropolis. I don't know. I'm just kind of putting that out there because you mentioned something in the conversation earlier. But
I could see that, Mike.
yeah. Okay, so the comments are moving nicely here. I'm moving to Death Valley, the hottest place on the earth. Wish me luck. Wow. I gets to 130 Fahrenheit there, eh?
That's really hot.
Yeah, 120 Fahrenheit, yeah. On the hottest days, yeah.
Super hot.
It's like 38, 40 centigrade. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just reading some of the comments here while we're here. All right, anything else, buddy?
So apparently, I think in like late October, mid-October, there's going to be another protest called a No Kings Rally in Chicago.
Again, they're going to pull that crap?
Again, after they did this back in June.
Oh, man, George Soros must have a lot of money to fund these protests, man.
If I can, I'm going to go like see if I can go like observe what's going on.
Go report for Mike in the Night. Go there and report for
Send a
us.
few videos.
Yeah, go there and report for Mike in the Night.
Of course.
Yeah. And I appreciate that very much. Anything else, bud?
But it's incredible, Mike, like how brainwashed the people going to that rally are. Like if he were a king, they wouldn't be able to protest against him.
Yeah. They'll make up whatever they can and whatever they have to divide us further. That's all it is. It's all divide. Divide us
Pretty
further.
much.
People, I don't know. I had a guy and a lady come into my store a few weeks ago. When Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I told you over the phone what happened when I talked to you. A guy and a lady came into my store and said, "Hey, it looks like your neo-Nazi leader got shot today. How do you feel?" And he was calling me a neo-Nazi, saying I'm a neo-Nazi too with my stupid show that no one watches. And just
100 people watch.
Yeah, that's 100 people. And yeah, and it's really sad how a lot of people are celebrating this guy's murder in my town, saying it was justified. It was justified because he was debating people. God forbid somebody debate somebody.
Or saying that he had it coming.
Yeah. So, well, I have it coming too then. If Charlie Kirk had it coming, I have it coming too. And all I'm doing is just trying to stand up for the little guy. All I'm trying to do is trying to stand up for the private citizen that's been robbed.
Stand for the truth. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, all right, no way, Jose. We'll get you on in a couple of weeks to update us. Keep posting that cool Instagram stuff you're doing. I appreciate seeing that, eh?
No problem, Mike. Of course.
God bless you, buddy.
God bless you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, that is No Way Jose. Yes, thousands. Guys, MikeInTheNight.org. If you guys want to watch older Mike in the Nights, go to MikeInTheNight.org. Let me see if I could even bring it up here for you guys. MikeInTheNight.org. Where'd you go? I'll just bring it up like raw. MikeInTheNight.org. There you go. If you want to watch older episodes of Mike in the Night, go to MikeInTheNight.org on Rumble, and you got 617, 616, 615. Our annual shows are up there. Our call-ins, buckle up, Major BS ahead. It goes back all the way. MikeInTheNight.org, guys. And there's a lot of these videos are getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views on replay. And replays are big here on... people are going back to watch some of these older shows. And there it is, guys. MikeInTheNight.org takes you back to a lot of work we did here. If you guys would like to watch it, it's there. I'd appreciate you guys going back and re-referencing some of the older stuff we talked about. James Rogowski, Major WHO Diabolical Plan. When was this? 2 years, 6 months ago. Yeah. Look at this. Mike in the Night 502. Thousands of demonstrators rally in protest of Israel Prime Minister extremist cabinet for 19 straight weeks. Look at that, folks. We were
somebody like nobody is
already telling you, not my Prime Minister. Let me see if I can find it here. We covered the we covered that here for you guys. 19 straight weeks of protesting here. There's a lot of stuff we covered in this show. Holy crap. It's a long show too. It's 3 hours. See if I can find that clip. I don't know. It's in here somewhere. We covered the 19 straight weeks of protesting. And there it is. There it is right there. 1,000 demonstrations rally in protest of Israel Prime Minister's extremist cabinet for 19 straight weeks. There it is right there. We were covering this. We were covering these protests. There it is there on the ground. We were covering the Israeli protests every single week on Mike in the Night. Not my Prime Minister. People were absolutely fed up with Netanyahu. And he found a way to get in. He found a way to cement himself in. This is exactly how Hamas got played. This is how everybody on social media got played, putting up flags and taking sides. And there it is right there, folks. How you guys got played. Everybody got played. And it's really, 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 really sad. And it fits today's title. Zionism. It fits tonight's title. You're all being played. Yeah, Smitty is saying the world is a stage. That's exactly what it is. I think Shakespeare said that. Didn't Shakespeare coin that term? Buddy wants to go make a hovel in the woods and say goodbye to the family and become a nomad. Yeah, nomad. All right. Who else is out there? We got, I see Dino Bravo has been very active in the chat. I want to get Tommy on the show. Tommy sends me so much. Tommy's our Chinese Australian representative or correspondent that sends me stuff all the time. And what he does is he sends me stuff to confirm that I'm right about certain things, and then he sends me stuff saying, hey, this guy's stealing your shit. This guy watches your channel. This guy's stealing all your crap. But it just is what it is. It's just, we're not gonna... Yeah. Man, he sent me a ton of stuff. You see this? This is what really, 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 really... Oh, come on. Really upsets me sometimes, is when I see stuff like this. This really pisses me off. Russian couple accused of money laundering scheme to face Queensland Supreme Court. And this is what the Chinese were doing in Canada since 2010, bringing in bags of money like this to launder it into our real estate. Watch our orange bags. Guys, I have an orange bags video you need to watch about a whistleblower that basically explained to me how the Chinese were bringing in bags from the airport, bags of cash for him to count. And let me see if I can find that video. I gotta go to my channel, because if you look up my video on YouTube, it won't come up. It really pisses me off that when someone else does it from another country, Australia goes front and center to show, look at the money laundering from Russia. Look what Russia, yeah, look at this millions of dollars they're bringing in from Russia. No, it's from China. It's all from China. 99.9% is from China. $1.9 trillion came in from China. Now, Watch this. This orange bags video. Dino Bravo watched the orange bags video. Dino Bravo could tell you.
So they had this like or west wing, whatever, facing a certain way, was completely designed for the banks or banks of the Canadian big banks. So what happened was they would accommodate the rooms and remove the furniture from it and leave a desk and a computer, or they would bring in their computers and laptops, whatever, but they leave desks so they could set up their computers and set up their infrastructure to get working, right? And some of the hotel rooms had actual, he told me like an actual like extra big room for board meetings and stuff. So this was a bigger suite, like big suites, right? Big bathroom, big everything, like big organized area to work out of, right? So it was a big, like huge extra like room with a big board with 7 or 12 tables around it and a dry erase board. So the hotel would set them up with this, right? And what his job was to count money coming in from mainland China. And it's really, really interesting story because I have some of his notes here. And okay, so what would happen is Canada was getting bombarded with cash. So the capital flows from China. Mark Carney worked really hard to get this money, this capital flows from China into Canada with almost no hindrance, like no turning a blind eye. We'll sell out the Canadians. It's all good, right? So when Mark Carney was the governor of Bank of Canada, then he went to England and did the same crap later and screwed their housing market up too. Anyways, so the bags were arriving at the banks. So these Chinese nationals were coming in and they would send, I guess they call them grasshoppers or hoppers. So the actual person that owns the money won't bring it into the bank. They would use these grasshoppers or hoppers to come into the banks. And then at his specific bank, they would just lock it up in the vault area, and they would get 7 to 13 bags a day, 14 bags a day of money. And now they would have this kind of like a Brinks type of outfit security that would pick up all the bags, put them into an armored car or vehicle or something, and take it over to the hotel. Then they would use the hotel, you know, the thing that you put the luggage on when you reel it around. So they would use that and put the bags on there and then take them up to the counting area, right? And this went on from March 2010 when Vancouver put in the Vancouver model, allowing foreigners to bring their laundered and criminal money into Canada, and basically announcing the Vancouver model to the world. And then Sydney, Australia copied it. New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand copied it. All these countries copied this. London, they all copied this model because they wanted Chinese money. They wanted the Chinese money to prop up their economies, boy. Woo! Right? And they wanted to impoverish their own citizens. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so the money would show up. He'd get the money, and what he'd do, what would happen is those Brinks guys would take it there. They usually have a guard sitting by the elevators on that floor, just in case somebody's lost or kids are running around the hotel. They would say, sorry, you can't go into this left or west or east wing of the hotel. So there was a couple of rooms that they had there all lined up. So Buddy would go in, he'd go in, and there would be a knock on the door. They'd bring in the bags. He'd take all the suitcases and different bags and travel bags, backpacks, he said, everything off. Then it would be tagged from the bank. There would be a tag on it with an account number and a reference number, and there would be a Zillow or a real estate number on it, like a potential real estate to be purchased with this money, right? And then he would open the bags up. They would put them on a desk. They'd open them up. They'd use masks and they'd use gloves because a lot of the money not a lot, some of the money. So the money he wanted to, the one thing he hated the most was when people threw the money in. It was just thrown in there. So,
all right, that is orange bags were used to dispose of evidence video. If you guys want to watch that in its entirety, Dino Bravo watches videos 23 minutes long. I explain from a whistleblower who was counting money in a hotel for one of the big Canadian major banks. And we're talking, they'd count so many millions of dollars per day that was coming into that one location from one bank. So when I say this $2.2 to $2.6 trillion from China, and then a Russian couple does it. It's front page in Australia. They make it front page to protect CCP interests, just like Canada protects China. Yeah. So was there a rapture tomorrow? I don't know. It's already tomorrow in Australia. Can someone tell us in Australia? Because it's already Tuesday. Like lunchtime in Australia. Is there a rapture there? Hey, Mike, how much longer do you think U.S. and Canada will still have electricity for? A lot of people think the power will go out for good. That's a last case scenario tactic, buddy. Noah, that's a last case scenario tactic when the governments have literally no leg to stand on. They'll shut off the power in the middle of winter. They'll do it in the middle of winter so people can freeze to death in their homes. And then Earthquake brought up a name, Russell Brand.
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
It's Christmas time. There's always a lot of burglaries around the holidays. So we're just checking the neighborhood to see if everyone's taking the proper precautions, that's all.
You are tuned into Mike of the Night. Episode 600. Is it 620? 620. I don't see it here on YouTube what the show is called, right? That's the problem. 620. Mike of the Night. Season 33, episode 3. Bringing it to you guys. Bringing you the truth. KCC saying casinos were designed to clean dirty money too. Yeah, but the casinos only laundered $2 or $3 billion. It's not even close. Not even close to just bringing the cash in a bag from China. Hockey bags. Just bringing in complete hockey bags in and going to the bank, and then the bank transferring the money to the counting room in the hotel. Billions, like trillions were like. Robert says, I need truth. Well, I'm trying to give you the truth, buddy. You know why? Because I ain't getting paid to be here. I've been here 15 years. I make $500 a year on social. I make $500 a year on social media. That's what I make. $500 a year. So. Casinos designed. Who else is here? Come on, guys. Throw some comments in there. Throw some comments for your boy Mike here to answer. All right, we got another one here. Tommy sent me this one too. Good old Tommy boy. Oops. Said, All right. 1 in 4 Australian jobs are at high risk of automation, new research reveals. 1 in 4. 1 in 4 Australian jobs are high risk of automation as robotic process chatbots and AI models take over tasks previously performed by humans. AI clone could transform up to 1.5 million jobs by 2030, according to new research, and roles in retail. Finance and media are among the most affected already. Research from Pearson has revealed that the nature of work in Australia is changing, that Australians are struggling to keep up due to a growing skills gap, which could soon become a skills chasm. There it is right there for you guys to see. It's getting out of control, guys. Automation, AI. We've warned about this too on the channel. I found some old videos from 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago about AI takeovers and takeovers and stuff. And oh, don't you hate when you erase something off the desktop? Don't you hate it? And it still sticks there? And you try to delete it off the desktop, and then it tells you that it's no longer there, but it's in front of you? Don't you guys hate that? That's one of my computer pet peeves, is deleting a software or deleting a link, and then it's on your desktop, and it won't come off. And it doesn't see it anymore, but you do. Imagine what the Port of Vancouver is going to do when automation comes in. Whoa. Yeah, it should be in the billions. Yeah. In casinos. Yeah, it was billions. But a few $1 billion was laundered through casinos. I know there was a few $1 billion laundered through colleges, Canadian colleges. The Chinese would book 200-300 classes, like full courses, and then get a refund from the university and a check, so it's clean. And then the university would charge a 5 or 10% fee from that, and the universities were making a killing. They were canceling 10, 20 classes an hour, from what I was hearing. 10, 20 every hour. They're canceling 10, 20 from Chinese investors that would buy all these classes up, cancel them, and then pay the small 5, 10% fee, and then they would get checks in the mail. They would get clean checks that they could use. And the Chinese did all kinds of stuff to launder money through Canada, like lots of stuff. They did the casinos, they did the college thing, they did the have two corporations, and then they would buy a house, and then the other corporation that they owned, the same person would buy the house again, and then they buy. I caught somebody in Vancouver doing that. I didn't caught the person. I caught the corporation that was buying the same house. They sold the same house 42 times in 1 year between the two corporations. The house was at 1.8 million, and the same house in Florida is 200 grand for the same house. So it was like it was almost 1.2 or 1.6 million. It got up to $8 million for the house. $8 million for the same house within 2 years. It went up to $8 million because the corporations kept selling the property between them and laundering the money and bidding it up between each other. I caught that, and then I made a video about that, and this Chinese guy with a broken accent that I don't even know how the hell he's in Canada called me to threaten me and my family. Some piece of shit called me to threaten me and my family because he's breaking the law. So, all right, who else is here tonight on Mike in the Night? Canadian universities are one of the major sources of technologies transfer from mainland China. You guys think I'm making this stuff up, eh? Let's see if I could get one here for you guys. I remember this one. I like this one. Hold on. Oh, I can't find it. They took it down. Damn, they took it down. I brought it up on yeah. They took it down, eh? Canada, BC's biggest coal mine. No Canadian hires. Only Chinese. Chinese biggest owned coal mine in BC. Yeah, they took it down. Yeah, they took it down. I brought it up on Mike in the Night multiple times. Biggest coal mine in BC, no Canadian hires now. It was 8 or 10 years. And they don't hire Canadians, but they use the Canadian healthcare system when someone gets hurt. But they took it down. Who remembers that article I brought up multiple times? All right. Okay, we got, well, a lot of students' working visas are expiring on the 29th, so Canadians might be able to get jobs. Yeah. So we got Dino Bravo in the house saying U.S. won't do anything to Venezuela as they have allegiance with China. And I can't see what it says below there, but and Russia. So I don't know. I think I don't know why China is not, why U.S. isn't doing anything about all the fentanyl that's coming in from China. They stopped the ship. We covered that. They stopped the ship 2 weeks ago with 4,000 barrels of precursor fentanyl that was coming in from China that was going into Mexico, and the Americans stopped it. So that's enough fentanyl to wipe out the whole North America. Wipe out all of North America. Every man, woman, and child living in North America wiped out with that much fentanyl. All right, who else is here? Sandy, Steve, Dino, YouTube channel Rick Spicer for Prime Minister. Luna J. Parker's in the house tonight on Mike of the Night. Alan Wallace Music is here tonight. Robert's here tonight on Mike of the Night. All right, let's see if we have anyone else that we could maybe call. I don't know. We got to get PSD on the house. PSD. We got to get him in the house. We'll try to get PSD 10 on Mike of the Night next week. Yeah, I remember Nancy Reagan, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. The war on drugs. Yeah. Yeah, guys, mikeofthenight.org takes you to back old episodes of Mike of the Night if you guys get really bored and want to stream some. There's a lady in Wisconsin says she watches old episodes of Mike of the Night to sleep. She just plays them and goes to sleep. She falls asleep to Mike of the Night. So, yeah. I get all kinds of cool messages from people all over the world, which is really nice. And thanks to the guys that bought me coffee tonight, guys? Thank you, Eduardo, Earthquake, and No Way Jose for the coffees tonight. I really appreciate it. And join the channel. People keep asking me the same thing. If you go to the channel, you'll see under here, you can't see on mine because it says customized channel because it's my channel. You click there and it says join channel, right? And this supports me and it helps out. And it shows YouTube that I could generate some money and then maybe they could push me up or actually make it fair for everybody. You know, like maybe even playing field for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. Mike, how long will you stay in Canada? I don't know. I'm going to be going to the Philippines again next year. I'm going to the Philippines next year, so again for like 5-6 weeks, maybe 2 months, and kind of do it like that. And then next year again, the year after, and then when I'm 50, let's say if I reach 55, then I'll go 6 months and everything's set up, vehicle, everything's set to go. I don't have to worry. Why is the show on Mondays now? I have a family, and the show doesn't make any revenue. And it's really, really hard with 3 kids, a wife, and then I take care of my mom, and I have a business I got to run too. And yeah, I'm not. It's really hard. Right? If this was my primary business, and I would be doing because everyone says do your show on 3 times a week. There's so much going on, Mike. You are right about so much of this stuff. You should be up front and center. I can't, man. Just the money, it's not because of the money. It's just I need to find ways to make income. You know what I'm saying? The show, we've never got a sponsor. We've never been, I've never taken the money. I've never cared about being bought and paid for because I've been offered 3 times Videos are up. I read the emails to you guys. They're offering to make Mike in the Night the grandest thing. They were going to make me the Joe Rogan of Canada. And I said, no, I don't want your money. No way. They were going to get people to call into the show. They were going to organize callers. They were going to organize what headlines I was going to cover. And I said, you know what? I'd rather be piss broke and die with my soul intact. I just can't die knowing I ripped you guys off. I can't do it. Even though we have 5 people watching the show, I just can't die knowing I screwed you guys over. I can't. It's almost like a huge regret on my soul, and I can't take that with me. I could die tomorrow and be a very happy man. Very happy and grateful. KCC's, which countries would you choose to reside in? Portugal could be mainstay, and then Philippines would be like winter stay, like vice versa. But both, definitely both. Are the ostriches still alive? I don't know, Darren. It's all a distraction. They're distracting you from the $2.2 to $2.6 trillion laundered by Chinese investors in our real estate that destroyed everything, and why you're paying more in property tax, because when the property goes up in price, your property taxes go up too. You're getting destroyed. But they're no. Oh, it was a Russian family brought in money. A Russian family was laundering money. Yeah, here, let me see if I could find it. Yeah, right here. Right here. They try to buy me to misinform you. Some headlines in your calls. I do need to tell you something, guys. I need to tell you some very important information. Oh, just so you guys know, that says we are united behind the 1984 men's Olympic team. So a lot of people saw that pin on me and they thought it said something else because it has a slight rainbow, but no, it was from the 1984 men's Olympic team. Okay, and I don't know how this could play against me or play against what's going down, or if there's anything going down. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you guys what's happened. On Tuesday, I received a call from some sort of marketer. He wants to market me, make a big deal, and kind of get Mike in the Night more public as opposed to underground. And the problem is, they were offering me $3,000 American per episode. Now, I haven't made $3,000 American in 10 years on social media. I haven't even made that much money because I'm censored and I'm not allowed to make any income or revenue from social media. Okay. And I said, you know what? I'm okay with that. And there was a good friend of mine sitting at the shop, and I was on speakerphone talking to these people. He was looking over at me and said, hang up the phone, hang up the phone. I hung up. I said, I was nice, and I said, well, thank you for everything, and I'll give you my email if you need to send me something or whatnot. And I said goodbye, and I hung up. Now, this is where it gets strange. Friday, 4:30. Dr. Mysterio was in my shop, came to visit me. We had about 8 or 9 people at the shop, just hanging out, talking. Everyone left. Dr. Mysterio said goodbye. I said goodbye. And I'm winding down Friday night because I close at 5. It's about 4:30. My phone rings again. I pick up the phone. And it's the agency. They're calling themselves the agency. And they want to make me the next Joe Rogan. They said, you have a knack of keeping people's attention and inspired and talking for 3 hours. You have something. And we want to sponsor you. I'm like, I got this call on Tuesday. They're like, no, we want to sponsor you. We want to offer you something. We want to offer you $5,000 US per show. Hear me out. And if you do a Wednesday, this is what they said. If you do a Wednesday show too, if you do a midweek show, we'll still pay you $5,000 for that too. That's 40,000 American dollars per month. I'm like, what's the catch? What do I have to promote? What do you want, right? Oh, we'll build you up. We'll promote you. We'll promote your videos. We'll do everything for you from the back end. But you keep your format the same on your show, but we're going to supply you with the headlines to read. You're going to be reading the headlines that we're going to be supplying you. What? There you go, guys. I said, so you can watch the video. It's full. It's up. And they try to buy me to misinform you. CID. Controlled information distribution. Very, very important that you guys understand. The reason why I've never gone anywhere in social media in 15 years or whatever time I've been here is because I did not take the money. And I said, no, I'm good with that. Thank you. Goodbye. Yep. And Steve is saying, F them, Mike. You're right. And that's where we're at, folks. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up the show tonight. Mike in the Night is wrapping things up. I would... Craig Cook said he's going to make a new song for the show, too. And hopefully we get a new send-off song. All right, who do we have to thank here? I want to thank the callers. I want to thank everyone that bought me a coffee tonight.
When it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Jay. Matt Hector. I'll see you again, guys.
You've been high when you're feeling low.
I'll be back next
Only
Monday.
hate the road when you're missing home.
Have a good night. YouTube channel Rick Spicer. Earthquake MRT.
And you let her go.
I'll see you tomorrow. Alan Wallace, Earthquake, Dino Bravo, thank you. Thank everybody for being here tonight on Mike in the Night. Yeah, MJ Phillips, make me a song for the show, please.
Staring at the bottom of your glass.
Games are us, thank you.
Hoping one day you make a dream last. The dreams come slow and they go so fast. Well, you see her when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why. 'Cause everything you touch, it surely dies. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Thank you, Sandy.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in your dark. Same old empty feeling in your heart.
Mike Martin's here signing up for episode 620 of Mike in the Night. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe.